Hatred, this has been very fast so far. SK started to fight back during that game, but they weren't quite able to get the goal in, and now this is looking bad. They don't want to be dropping this first set so quickly.
Vai PSG.
Absolutely not, but you know,
PSG tá ganhando,
calm
galera.
down at least 2 more
2 a 0
sets
Brawl
after this
Ball.
one, and he's assuming that PSG go ahead and close
Joga
this
muito,
one
cara.
out. We still
Joga
got
muito
one
PSG,
more
filho.
game to
Licença.
play before we can move on to our next game mode.
Actually, I just want to recall
vai
yesterday's
ganhar, cara.
SK match for a second. I
Tem
believe
que jogar, pô, cara.
PSG won the first 2 games in the first set, and SK were able to take that back. So we know that these reversals can happen. We'll have to see if it happens again.
Yeah, they're in that series against Magic Purple with that EU derby we saw against the #1 seed. Unfortunately, it was SK who came out on top of that one, progressed forward to today. Let's jump into game number 3, Dan. No changes, they're happy with what they're doing. In fact, Skyrex is going to stay on the B, try and get these shots onto response wide. He's still sticking with the spike, not finding the value we expect to see from that brawler in this set so far.
Both B gadgets being popped there, not actually dealing any real damage, but just forcing the other team to stay back. And Skyrex in response, the battle in the center.
Vai, cara.
By
Meu
that
pessoal
B gadget, they cleared him out, they've got an open shot
Vai.
goal, they're going to pass
Boa,
it in, as
PSG.
the other remaining members of SK
Vai.
were boxed in the corners. 1 goal will give PSG the first
Eu
set
acho
in
que o
this
próximo
match.
já é em TZ, hein, velho. O próximo já é em TZ.
Scooter Ace, though, is going to fall to the spike this time. It's 2v2. But again, SK with their backs against the wall. It's looking like this might be another goal coming from PSG, unless SK do something now.
Great use of the gadget to clear some space, get them away from the ball, and buy time for the HP regen to come in. Still going to deal with SK in the mid, sorry, with PSG in the mid. And they have control right now. If SK don't score a goal, they're going to die. Gravity to pull in Skyrex off the back of a kill. It's a 3 versus 1 on the map right now. Response, walking through the spike, Super has to pass away, but the open goal will seal the deal. First
PSG
set,
só vai.
going the way of PSG.
Just could not get through that car while he was mid-super. The protective
PSG só vai.
shield just preventing him from taking any real damage. PSG, a very solid start indeed. I don't know who the favorite is for this match coming into it, Trid. I wouldn't have been able to tell you, but PSG certainly making things lean in their favor.
Absolutely, and this is one of the harder matches to call of the day. We were expecting the Asia region and the Europe region to be 2 of the strongest coming into this tournament, Dan. So to have 2 representatives
Eu acordei
fight it out in one of our
menos tarde,
semi-finals,
galera,
it
mas
is going to be too close to
tamo
call, I
como
think, in
aqui?
these regards. At the moment, PSG have pulled open with an early lead, relying heavily
A gente
on
só
the
perdeu
car
uma
and the B
partida
to
ou
make
duas.
this work.
É
Whereas
duas.
FK Gaming was still trying to cycle through
De
their
boas.
picks as the set went on, trying to find a solution. PSG definitely sitting
Bora.
quite comfortably in the driver's seat right
Ai,
now
encurralado.
as we head over to set number 2, which is going to be
Porque já é meu
Jump.
último. Da hora.
Interesting that SK actually dealt more damage in the last set than PSG. I guess it's because PSG spent so long carrying the ball around and not able to deal damage.
There's that as well, but also they've consistently had the Carl
PSG é o time vermelho.
pick. There's more
Yeah.
HP to get through without
Yeah,
being taken
yeah.
off the field. That could be another reason
And-
why more damage has been dealt.
SK's tendency to pick Spike again rather than the Carl Spike deals damage exceptionally quickly. But yes, we're moving on to Siege. The game starts now. There's Carl, Max, and Gene again. A very similar comp from SK.
Vai,
And
mas
the
se
Carl
você é o
gonna ram straight in. Both Carls
Tá com
facing off for the
vergonha,
first ball,
cara.
but Sight is going to be the player that grabs it. Can he get away with it? Yes, he can, although he is going to fall after that. Response picking Daryl, actually. That's a little different.
Yeah, and this has all been enabled by the fact they haven't got the Colette on the field. Both Daryl and Carl are going to be shut down by that one. Great use of a shield there to use
Vai, PSG.
that Max Super to move this team
Vai
around
dominar
fast.
no meio, esses
Unable
caras.
to capture more bolts than PSG though because they
Não,
spaced
PSG é
out
o
and had
vermelho,
control of the
isso.
spawns. Level 3 walking in for the first siege.
Yeah, nice start for PSG, locked down. SK.
Mano, esse cara gosta de jogar de cara,
barely
velho.
going to take any damage at all, but can they get back to the
Nossa,
center in
Carlinhos
time
foi roubado.
to take control? PSG are in the just in the better positions right now as Scythe gets the right ball and Response heads towards the left one. A shield
Oh,
trying
louco,
to take him out, but no,
habilidade.
gets rolled into, and now
Nossa!
Skyrex getting that insane pull.
Nossa!
Maybe there's the beginning
Nossa!
of a comeback here.
Der
They're
falou.
unable to get out
Nossa
right
senhora,
now.
o cara foi
They're
pra
sending
cima.
aggressively
Tamo
to
lascado.
finish off Response, but he's already got the ball. He
Nossa!
turns it as well, shutting down YD.
Ninguém
As
segura
PSG
esse Daryl.
will bank themselves the second siege, and it looks like SK
Mais
have
robô.
not got a great lead to move forward to the last and final attempt.
Responses down.
PSG tem habilidade, cara. Ele contra a NTZ, velho. Tô sentindo. A NTZ, vai depender da NTZ, cara.
There you go. He's facing down a shield. But meanwhile, the siege bot is dealing some serious damage this time. We're down to 61%, 50%.
It's going to get down there, 46% down, but the point was SK were happy to concede some of the damage as long as they can get out on the field and start getting bolts. Taking Kudiace off the field with the magic hands from Skyrix was a great start. Follow it up with some kind of damage onto response, stop the bolts from being banked. They're starting to climb back against those 5 bolts, potentially look to take a lead. They're in a great position for this final siege, Dan.
They still need to win it though, and with Kuda Ace banking that bolt on the left, I don't know if SK
Vai
can actually catch
PSG.
up. No,
Boa!
a disaster. It really looked like they had a comeback on their hands, like you said. Gene with the magic hands, the disgusting elimination there. The eliminations happening in
PSG
the
sem
center.
brincar,
SK
velho.
started to come back, but the bolt lead was just too strong from PSG.
It certainly looks like PSG definitely has the home field advantage, so to speak, right now. You can see a few glimpses there of SK potentially suffering from delay, which stopped them from getting those final bolts. But PSG will take away that first game in this set.
Huge well done for PSG, but again,
Não perdi muito
SK
tempo, não.
towards the end of that game, they did start to fight back. We saw it just
Esse
before
tempo de começo aqui também, então. Se eu conseguir ser mais apressado.
Well, as we get ready to jump into our second game of this
Semi-force.
set. Like I said, Dan, SK are still falling behind PSG. Jumping into that next game, a little bit ahead of schedule. The players want to get into it. Game number 2, no changes from SK. They're still keeping out on the Carl for the time being. And then we look
Cara,
Gene
foi
on
na
the outside
parede.
as well from Kuda Ace now.
yeah, they're going to match them with the Gene. They want those pulls in play.
Wanting to mess around with those magic hands himself. Kuda
Os caras
Ace
tão copiando,
fed up being
pegaram o
pulled
cara.
into the other
Ou eles já
siege zone
estavam, os
to
caras.
do some of the pulling himself. SK, complete control of the center of the map, but it is going to be PSG again, managing to
Ih, mas
once
eu
again
vou.
space themselves out, get those bolts, and now they are on the first push once more.
Going to be able to get this one. Now remember, SK in that first game did hold off a perfect defense on the first siege. Didn't take any damage against their Icon. They're doing the exact same thing once more.
Yeah, they actually do start this round with the bolt lead, but that doesn't mean much if PSG
Vai ver
takes
pro shoulder.
control. YDE just got eliminated. Skyrix pulls in response, but response just rolls back on out again before getting eliminated.
Caraca, mano, os caras estão jogando demais PSG. Regaçando.
In fact, overtaking
Depender
the
é campeão,
bolt lead
ué.
and getting this second push.
Just going to stand and keep that mid control down. They're definitely going to get that next siege at this point. There's not enough members of SK on
No.
the board to build up the bolt deficit. They've got 4 in the bank for the final siege, so there is a hope they can come back in the last one.
Okay,
Remember, they're in a great position because they had a full, complete defense on the first siege, meaning that they got 100% HP to play with.
With 3 bolts already in the bank for PSG though, and them able to keep control during this
Vai.
siege. SK have got their work cut out
Boa.
for them. Once again, ignoring the siege, but pulling in response. Response feels like the wrong target to be pulling
Já deu
here,
drama
but
lá.
just a second time, it just happened again.
Ai, Dara vai
Pulling
morrer.
these targets in, looking for something to get away with a kill. Skyrix will finally find Kudi Ace and bring him into the field as Scythe will take out
Nossa,
Whitey.
PSG perdeu o
Shield on
controle.
the right-hand lane, picking up those bolts. They are currently at a 2-bolt deficit and they're not able to get them
perdeu
back.
o
Taking
controle.
out Scythe might be what they need though. Kudi Ace could shut this down. I think it might
That's
end up
enough,
being
they've
time.
done it, Trid.
I think
They
it's
have
end up
won the
being-
siege.
It's going to end up being a 1 siege, like you said, Dan. Only just.
Oh.
They have to fight against 44%
Nossa, lascou.
HP to get through, and the bot is already down. Just above the
Segura esse
50%
treco,
mark, Dan.
PSG.
I don't think they've got enough in the tank to be able to find the damage. PSG will take game number 2 and force us to set points.
Just not a good enough push from the bot. Just amazing defense from PSG. I've got to tell you, Trid, I think response on Daryl is doing amazing things. There was that moment in that game where he got pulled into the enemy siege zone, rolled back out again, immediately got pulled back in again, and had just about gained the super to roll back out a second time. Also, credit where it's due to Skyrix, who was a pulling machine that game.
Get landing those magic hands
Boa.
often, just pulling the enemy into the Ike range, getting that extra bonus damage to deal with them, so go back on the field with a man advantage and start closing the Bolt lead. Credit to SK, managed to get that final siege where they couldn't in their previous attempt, but still, they're at too much of a deficit to make anything substantial happen. Lining up for game number 3 in our second set. PSG close to taking this to match
tá
point
bom,
down. They
velho.
just need to
Roubado.
win one more game of siege to make that happen.
Vai levantar essa taça
things
desse jeito.
really not looking too hot for
E vai
SK
PSG, né, cara?
Gaming right
Se
now,
ganhar
Chris.
aqui já é
They
vaca?
need to
Não, né?
start performing
Se ele ganhar no
this
terceiro mapa é vaca.
comeback now. There's no time to lose. Game 3 starts now, and here we are. Oh, I'm seeing out of the corner of my eye, Trid, something a little bit different this time. There's a Frank for SK.
Oh, they've gone full goon squad here, Dan. They
Agora o
just
cara
want
não
to talk
quis
about the Carl,
avançar.
the Jackie, and the Frank. They just want to throw this wall of meat at PSG.
Mas
and
pegaram o
see
segundo
if they can
parafuso ali,
cope.
tá bom.
It looks like they're doing quite a good job of it so far as they are keeping up in the Bolt lead. Response going to dash around.
Ai,
Not as easy the time of taking
meu
out
pai.
the targets as he had in the previous attempt.
O Daryl vai morrer.
The ace is going to get just that
Ai,
level 3 seed,
vamos lá.
but once again
Boa.
in favor of PSG to kick things off.
Response really utilizing Daryl's
Daryl brincando.
staying alive, using the super whenever he's in any danger.
Esse cara
whatsoever.
jogou
It's
muito
like you
ontem.
said, a meaty team to defend the siege bot here, so I don't think it's going to be dealing any
Tem
damage.
que dar um dano
However,
neles pra eles
PSG
ficarem miados quando
have
vem.
such good control of the center. SK need to find an opening, and Sky
Os acessórios,
already
Frank.
goes down.
You're looking to Skyrix to be able to get up in the faces of PSG, build up the super, stun them all, and find a way for the rest of the team to follow up and clear through the team to get this mid control. If he goes down early when no one's ready, how's it going to survive? Whitey and Scythe in the left-hand side going to trade it out, but it is the Carl that will reign supreme. Response, knocking Skyrix away before he can even
Nossa
use that
senhora,
super. Going for the Carl
ganhamos.
trade, but Scythe still comes out on top. A substantial Bolt lead for PSG,
Nossa,
and they will get the
PSG,
second
mano,
seed.
Not
joga.
only do they get the second siege,
A
they get
única
2
chance
bolts, 3
deles.
bolts, in 4 bolts into the next siege.
Tem mais um robô ainda, né?
Have got
Tem.
so much work to do. How well can they defend this? And where's Jackie going?
Jackie is going for a ride to try and take down Scythe. It just did not work out. Okay, SK, much better job at defending though.
Oh!
20% lost and Skyrix is pulled once more
Mid-super
into the
as well,
jaws
Triz.
of death.
He wasn't able to activate the gadget to prevent that from happening. What a disaster from Skyrix.
Well, another roll down. Skyrix just going to stand still there. I think that's another instance of delay to highlight PSG. They've got too many bolts to win now. Last siege definitely going to go their way.
Boa.
PSG,
Aí,
without a
PES.
doubt, will be taking our second
Ai,
set
tô
and
até vendo o
forcing us
Kenton,
out
cara,
to
com a
match
pressão
point.
que ele...
This
Ah,
is
pressão não tá tomando, mas tá
bad
dando.
news for SK. They were able to take
Já era, perdeu já.
down Code Magic yesterday, but they are falling against our Asia Pacific finalists.
Já era, vai.
They can still win this. They can still win
Oh, they
this.
can still come
It's an
back.
uphill battle.
Oh, it's a massively uphill. They're going for the reverse sweep. Falcone, they're going to try and walk away and get our first grand final spot. But for now, PSG, they are one set away from making that happen.
Good Ace looking particularly happy
Cara,
there,
quando tu for
and
jogar com o
this
PSG,
reason
dá
they are
ban
close to
no
becoming
Car.
the first finalists of the
Tem que
Brawl
ver como é que o cara tá
Stars
dando
Championship.
predicting.
As long as they can take one more set down.
One more set,
Eu não vi
yeah,
os
3 games win in their favor to be able
louco,
to
não
do
sei
that. I
mesmo.
believe we're heading over to a bounty map next, but we'll get confirmation of that in a second when we put up the match score. But first, let's see if we can pull up some stats from that game and have a more numerical story of what to expect.
I like stats. We'll be seeing them shortly. But yes, it's going to be Bounty on Excel, I believe, coming up next, which is potentially a pretty good map for SK to start to make their comeback on. Here they are, and yeah, I mean, look at the damage difference there.
It's not the damage difference I'm looking at, Dan.
Parafuso eles pegaram 35, 8, 11.
65 to 16.
Kill,
It is
fizeram
no
mata.
wonder that was a 3-0
Dano
set in
também,
favor of
também.
PSG. They are in an
Nós
absolute
tá
tear
tudo
right now. And once again,
X3.
they have the more consistent
Tá melhor, tá
lineup.
melhor, tá
They are
melhor.
running the
Ó, ó,
same
primo aí, ó.
composition all 3 times. They are keeping on the same picks. They know what they want to run. They've removed the biggest obstacle for a
Nossa.
tanky composition that was the Colette. And they are still staying on it. But Excel, Bounty, our third set, as Dan astutely highlighted earlier.
I actually particularly want to get
Hoje veio o novo Brawl Pass, né, cara? Eu tô moscando aqui, né?
is going to harken back to
É
the
louco,
old days a
Pietro,
little bit.
nossa.
But yes, here we go.
Eles têm novo Brawl
Bounty
Pass,
starts
ele
now. Can
moscando.
SK bring this one back? Let's find out.
Tem nada. Se tiver, eu já fechei. Ah, não, tem amanhã.
Carl once again.
Tá louco,
I
achando
think
que era hoje.
at this point, because PSG are just consistently running the car
Meu pai, tô batendo aqui toda hora, vai.
on every match, face them next, assuming they get
De
through to the grand
gratuito aqui.
finals. Skyrix and the rest of the SK squad locked behind for now. First start did go the way of PSG. There's going to be a lot of value from the Rico with all this map geometry to bounce off of. Going to be able to keep SK at bay, and they're trying to find a pinch right now, but a Kachil working very well.
At the right time. Now they just need to stay alive, which is quite the task. Keeping in mind, Kuda Ace also playing Jean, also able to do a pull, and there it is. YDE gets pulled in and taken out. In fact, Skyrix fell too. Oh no.
This is absolute disaster. PSG pulling away with 6 stars to 2 right now with 1 minute left on the clock. They can play super defensively and they can take the engagements they want. I'm looking towards Kudia's magic hand. It's back online, and one of these targets steps up in the wrong way. Oh, buddy, that's going to be 2 more stars in the bank.
Shield got so weak there to responses super, but was able to stay alive. The push coming from SK. Skyrix himself may have magic hands almost ready to go. He's going to need to use it though. As SK are getting mid-control here. They do have the better position.
They have the mid control, Dan, but when it comes to bounty, that's not everything. There's not an objective in the mid for you to contest for. It's all about finding those stars. And if you can't get up on PSG, you're going to have a problem. They use the max speed boost to go for the magic hand. Everyone backs away. Skyrix not able to find anything there. And there's the return from Kudi Ace. Response will pick up the kill. PSG will take the first game.
Yeah, that was quite comfortable as well. Only 1 elimination coming from the other side.
Então não vai tomar
for PSG.
Vai perder nenhuma.
SK need to pick things up now. That miss on the magic hands towards the end of that game from Skyrix was a disaster. That really needed to hit.
Did indeed. 30 seconds until we jump into our next game, might be a little bit faster. And we expect these teams like to jump in fast. PSG still in control of this one. Didn't have the strongest of starts in that game, Dan. Like you said, SK Gaming, they were able to find that first kill and cut back the deficit. But as soon as PSG got control, it was all over. SK didn't have an opportunity to get back in. Let's see what they bring out to the field. Same composition again for SK. I have a feeling PSG are going to do exactly the same as well. Yeah. Waiting for the confirmation, and there is the Rico. It is exactly the same as Game 1.
Yep, and just like Game 1, it was PSG that grabbed that first star. So it is on SK to do something here. Both teams just sitting back, charging up their supers. Really not too much going to happen just yet. Although YDE making some ground on the left. Nah, he's going to have to run back.
Going to have to. Can't sustain that position. A Shield walking forward with the max speed boost to try and take some space and box.
They're dealing the damage. They are dealing the damage.
They're getting damage in, but they need to be able to convert in. That's where they're really struggling. Skyrix goes for the pull, going to miss that one in response. Will spray down those Rico bullets, getting the kill instead. Now PSG have extended their lead to 3 stars, and we're about to hit the 1 minute mark.
Skyrix very weak there. He's going to heal up just a little bit of 48 health escaping. A Shield going to have to run off too. YDE trying to continue the pressure, but response going to push. Kuda Ace gets an elimination, and this is a disaster for SK. Can they at least find response? No, they can't. Response is going to escape behind his teammates. What is going on, Trin?
Oh, they didn't even get Kuda Ace until the very end there. Nearly escaped, but it's a 6-star advantage for PSG. They have to try and walk this one in and find a way to get Kuda Ace, who is sitting on the magic hand. Wasn't using it in the last engagement because he was the target of magic hands himself. Scythe can also go in here with their super on the Carl and wreak some havoc when this next engagement happens, but they don't have to. PSG, they win by default at this point, Dan. They are the ones with the 6-star lead. It's on SK to make the move.
And Kuda Ace was just waiting for that pull. A second pull in a row into his whole squad. 14 stars to 3. They may get... They don't even find the elim on response. Okay, they find it
ficar
eventually, but it's just not enough. 8 stars difference. PSG now find themselves on match point.
One more game will boost their winnings
Acabou
to a
agora.
guaranteed
Oh, tem mais um.
$150,000 and a spot in our grand finals. They need to take down SK Gaming. Just one more time to make that happen, and they will be our first grand finalists at the 2020 World Finals.
This is exciting, Trid, especially if you don't belong to this team.
E a
If
última?
you belong
Ganhou.
to this team, maybe
Já
you're
era.
not quite so excited. As SK looking, got that little bit of resignation there, but PSG, Kuda Ace clapping, keeping the adrenaline going for his team. The next game will start any moment now. Like you said, Trid, the players like jump in a little bit.
Será que o Conde joga hoje?
You, if you
Acho
were
que não,
playing
acho que
right
vai ser as
Probably,
mesmas,
apart
né?
from SK might
Vai
want to take a
mudar
little
nada.
bit longer to figure this one out, but no, Dan, they're going to pull the gun early. Let's see
Mas
what
se
they come out
tiver,
with.
vai
What
com.
could be SK's last stand. They're going to do it all over again with the same composition. And shock horror, Dan. PSG do not change it up.
No, and once again, the same old story. Scythe gonna grab that first star immediately. And Skyrix gets pulled in
Boa.
and eliminated. Both players go down there. Ashil and Skyrix, that is 5 stars already.
Ainda
PSG.
bem que Inter não caiu com o PSG, que é dois que eu mais gosto. Então, um ia ter que ser eliminado. Então, espero que o Inter ganhe depois. Mas depois não vai ter que ser eliminado do mesmo jeito.
But guess who's in range? It is a shill. Kudi Ace will pull them in. We have now 7 stars to nothing on SK's side, and they're still being pinned away.
This just is not working out for SK Response.
Boa.
Going in hard with 2 supers back to back, reducing all of SK to half health. Ashil tries to dash in, does get pulled, and gets taken out. And with 1 minute left, not a single point on the board for SK Gaming, and 11 stars for PSG.
Response dodges out a lot of that damage. Does get caught on the back end of the Carl pickaxe on its return. Gonna need a few more kills. They're closing the gap. There's 40 seconds left and 4 stars in it. There's a 4-star target somewhere on the side of PSG, and it is Scythe. Take them down, you'll at least force out a draw, but you have to do it without losing anyone. And YD getting pulled in. That is not conducive to your achievement here. Now the gap is up to 7. Skyrix gets the pull in, but Kudier with the double kill as they jump back in. 19 stars to 7, 20 seconds remaining, and PSG are knocking on the door of the grand finals.
15 seconds left. We've got one last push coming from SK, but it just is not going to be enough. 12 stars is as much as they can get, even with the team wide. That wouldn't be enough to close the gap.
PSG invencível.
are your first finalists.
And they will walk forward to the grand finals later today. Their opponents to be decided in our next semi-final. We're going to say goodbye to SK Gaming, who will be leaving the World Finals with $125,000 for all of their work they have put in this year. But PSG, they guarantee themselves the 150, and they're looking for the 200 that comes with a World Championship finish.
SK Gaming, though, Trid, have been amazing all year round. They will be back next year.
Agora. 5 minutos.
Brawl Stars competition.
6 minutos.
PSG, this is your moment, and we look forward to seeing you again a little bit later today. Well, that was quite a one-sided semi-finals to start off the day, Trid. Of course, we don't know to what extent the delay was. We, of course, hope that there wasn't much. But
I think it was quite... there were moments where you could definitely tell PSG had the home field advantage on that one, Dan. Obviously, we don't have the data right now to be able to say what kind of delay was experienced, but
fizeram 5 kills. 5 kills.
Taking a look at the stats across the board.
Teremos
22
pegado
kills to 5 in
17.
favor of PSG. The Stars, obviously, following that trend as well, heavily favored in PSG, and the damage doubled across the board. Let's throw it over to Frankie to find out her thoughts, as well as our friend Woody's, in the semi-final break.
Thank you very much, boys. To be honest, I'm just questioning why PSG Esports have got such a problem with Colette. They've banned her twice now. I'm wondering if they're going to do it in the grand finals, but congratulations to them. Right now, though, it is time to say hello to the man in the sky, Woody. Yes, he's here. Hello, how are you doing?
Oh, hi there, Frankie. Doing great. How are you?
I'm good. It's all the better for seeing you, and I want you to tell me who was your MVP of that semi-final, please.
Well, I will, but let me first set the stage. PSG met SK Gaming in the March qualifier this year for the closest cross-regional competition that we had ever seen. A narrow victory for PSG, though, was expanded this time around, and I gotta say, it's off of the MVP performance from Coupe d'Ace. With a Brock ban in this matchup, it seemed like PSG might be in a little bit of trouble. They had really utilized him well last match, but Coupe d'Ace came back swinging so hard it didn't even matter. He began as B, hiding in the bushes like a murder hornet, but once SK Gaming got too close in Brawl Ball, a rattled hive at optimal range was the sting to bring them down. In the next game, Terra gave them perfect vision, just like peering into a crystal ball for victory in Brawl Ball. Gene was double banned yesterday, but not played too much. Coupe d'Ace brought him back, redeeming him in Siege, and then once again later on in Bounty, demolishing obstacles, sniping weakened foes, Bander snatching the enemies out of thin air, using that perfect use of magic puffs to heal up his teammates, and lamp blowout to disengage at the optimal timing. Coupe d'Ace really impressed me that last round and deserved that MVP spot, Frankie.
Absolutely, and now you've inspired me to change my in-game name to Murder Hornet. Thank you so much, Woody. We'll see you after our next semi-final. Let's take a look right now, though, at the bracket, because I just want to see it made official. PSG Esports are your first grand finalist. And we have just one semi-final to find out who they will
Agora em
facing. It is going to be Tribred versus
Nossa, meu outro time também ganhou de
semi-final. But before we get to that, we've got to have some
Vai, TZ contigo, cara. Eu não conseguia. Ó, o tênis.
With explosive technology and a podium perfect profile. We could tell you it's banned in 42 countries for unfair advantages in the Brawl Stars Championship. But we'll let Spike do the talking. Spike Air. Look sharp.
Hay personas que siempre me preguntan ¿cómo puedo llegar a ser un campeón mundial como usted? ¿Qué debo hacer para lograr sus abdominales de hierro y sus puños de fuego? La respuesta es ¡Gimnasio Primo! Descubra la fuerza en su interior para invocar asteroides y propinarle un puñetazo con la fuerza de 1000 jalapeños, incluso al más fuerte de los Brawlers. Pelee con el fuego de su corazón. No será fácil, pero como el Primo dijo una vez, sin dolor no habrá gloria ni victoria. Gimnasio Primo. Llegó la hora.
I tell you, I have got abs of steel since working out at Gimnasio Primo. You're just gonna have to take my word for it. All right, then let's talk about our next semi-final matchup. It's Tribred versus INTZ. Tribred were absolutely phenomenal yesterday, dominating AC Milan Clash from Europe.
Cool.
And INTZ,
Matias,
I mean, they were hugely impressive themselves.
Quem que vai jogar? Quem vai jogar? Mostra.
And ITZ, well, they finished them off quite quickly. So let's take a look at our two teams and see how they're feeling about this very, very crucial semi-final.
Hi.
Uma vitória é sempre bom, né? Sempre bom ganhar. E estamos muito empolgados.
Finalmente eu falo português.
Finais e tomara que nas finais também.
Obviously, we feel great about the first
Finalmente fala português, cara. Finalmente! Aleluia, tão longe falou outra língua.
A gente já tinha se preparado bastante para todas as possibilidades, então acho que foi tudo de acordo com o planejado.
I think we're gonna win our semi-final match
meu
and we're
pai,
gonna go to the finals.
Conte tá jogando. Hoje é o Matias que tá mandando papo, então chance bastante. E ontem foi o Conte mandando papo.
Bastante. Valeu aí a todo mundo que tá torcendo pra gente, minha família, meus amigos que estão assistindo, e vamos pra cima deles.
I just want to say best of luck to INTZ, you know.
Boa, Matias, mandou um papo.
I hope you guys do too, but, you know, may the best team win.
Agora é torcer pro Concha, tá, velho.
Here we go then, our last of the semi-finals
Ainda
today.
bem que eu falo outra língua.
Red versus
Que bom que eu falo
INTZ,
português,
and this
entendi
I
tudo.
feel is going to be an explosive
Time
one
da...
for the Asian start, Cody.
I just want to say, Ark, before you go any further, don't say
TZ é a mesma.
Well, I don't know if you've noticed what I'm wearing on my feet right now.
Mesma, sem
I've got
conch.
spike hair. So you stay back.
I like your cut, G.
Ah, não.
It's going to be Poco and Amber banned.
Baniu
this time around.
Poco?
Amber banned Ark. I'm particularly surprised by that one.
Yeah, Amber's only been banned once
But
in
you
the history
Poco.
of this competition, and that was yesterday. So the second instance of Amber, and yeah, Poco as well. Definitely a wise alternative, I think, for me, because ultimately getting rid of the healer can definitely deter away from some tankier comps.
Now, you know the drill now, guys. There are people spamming pins in chat all over the place. But how do you actually get the pins? Not by spamming pins in chat. What you're going to do is you're going to open up Brawl Stars. There's going to be a little pop-up saying watch for the Brawl Stars World Finals. I accidentally just dismissed that. But what you can
O cara
do
tá
is
na
go
conta
news,
nível
and there's
8
gonna be a
bit.
pop-up in there. As
Notícia.
long as you tap the link in the pop-up, you will be entitled to your pin. You might not get it immediately, so don't panic. It's going to be rolled out at some point over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think it's the big thing to remember is that, yeah, it's not an instantaneous thing, and I think that's a lot of the reason why people keep spamming the exclamation mark pin. But the first map and
Drible
mode is on the
perfect.
screen. Bounty is going to be the game
Eu
mode.
acho-
Canal Grande is going to be the map.
I was actually told the more times I spam the word pin, the earlier.
Agora
I get it.
entendi.
That is not true, Falcone. I can 100% confirm with you now that that is not the case.
So I made a bunch of accounts.
A massa.
I'm messing, of course. Yes, Bounty on Canal Grande to start off this second semi-finals arc. And I'm hoping for something a little bit closer than the last one. Unfortunately, we did see that being a little bit one-sided. However, these two regions, they're pretty close together, right? Should be a good game.
Yep, you would hope so. You would hope so. And it's going to be interesting. We did see the North American region take on LATAM South in the early parts of this year, but I don't believe we saw Tribe Red taking on INTZ. These two teams are very interesting in terms of their stats. Tribe Red qualified 6 times throughout the monthly finals. They've won 4 of those. I think that's the most wins of any team this entire year in monthly finals. INTZ qualified for 7, but only won 2 in comparison.
Ai,
Well,
Jack
here we
matou,
are, and
cara.
I've got to say, Ark, a nice start from INTZ.
Meu
Grabbing
Deus,
the
a
center
INTZ tá
star,
vermelha
but
de
also
novo,
getting
entendi.
2 eliminations, and can they find Corey as well? Yes, they
Boa,
can.
INTZ.
Cracking start for INTZ, and Marcel's got his pull as a Zulan. Oh,
Nossa,
Marcel does
puxão.
not fail to connect at maximum range there. Big pressure now on Tribe Red to push and contest the mid, and Zulan's missed pull is not going to help doing that.
Yeah, I mean, a successful pull there may have started to make the difference, but Zulan actually going to get put again by Marcel into his team. Marcel just does not stop with these supers.
Deixar ele sem estrelas, INTZ. Deixar ele sem.
1 minute remaining is a big mountain that Tribe are going to have to climb here. Matthias is holding himself firm in that corner now, forced to move with 600 HP, and a miss pull from Marcel. A chance then for Tribe Red to capitalize, and they are pushing hard on this spawn.
INTZ are just at the point where we're just going to run
O
away
Argent
now. The
precisa
longer
de
we can
super,
stay alive, the
cara.
better, and quite right too.
Puxou,
Guido
cara.
actually going around the side as Matthias gets eliminated.
Drop.
I mean, that's
Quem não
only
pode
3
matar é o
stars,
Eugênio
there's
ali.
so much to go.
Yeah, there's 10 in the mid, so if they can take down both Marcel and Guido, it will leave them with just 2 behind, and that could be, it's going to be a team wipe for
Eles tão
sure,
focando
and
o
the
cara.
time is continuing to tick. Marcel misses pull, however, and that could be a chance now. You see Tyrant trying to push in and contest the mid here. Zulan looking to find a connection here, and it depends on who's going to be, because Guido or even, you know, the car would not be an ideal pick.
Nah, Guido runs in, gets eliminated. There's now
Corre,
8
cara.
stars in it, Ark. Matthias runs in, knows that it doesn't matter if he gets eliminated. As long as Gene stays alive, it's all good.
O cara nem tava com pirueta protetora pra fazer
And the
isso.
first game goes to INTZ. And Ark,
INTZ,
that was a
boa.
very strong performance.
Yeah, I mean, Tribe, I think, just had a bit of a rough start. They did start to come back towards the end, and I think that if they can just start to get more mid-control, maybe get a Gene super earlier in the pocket, then it might deter INTZ from being able to do very little at the beginning. So that, I think, is going to have to be a strategy going into the next game.
I'm just standing here very impressed with what I just saw from INTZ. You could see from the start of that game, they had it under control. From the pinch with Jackie to the pulls from Gene. That was just very impressive, very consistent.
Yeah, as we saw in the previous set with PSG and SK, I think Gene for me is such a big player, especially at such a high level. It can turn games so well, and hitting those pulls at just such a maximum range goes such a long way. But you've got to make that connection. If you miss it, then it's going to cause a lot more hassle in terms of defending a push.
Doesn't feel good getting yanked helplessly into the other team, but now we see Brock from Corey. Obviously, Brock with a new gadget already dealing some serious damage there to Guido, as well as destroying the cover. 2 more procs of that available this game.
Yeah, I think this is a good change from Tribe. I think that taking Sprout out the mix, as INTZ are using a lot of range at their disposal, and you know that is causing a lot of issues with Tribe. But already it's the best stock. Guido's very low here. Can Tyrant make the connection? No, good jukes from Guido. Marcel with the pickup and gets in. Guido in return. Great back and forth from the early part of this game.
Não, TG vermelho. Nossa, o cara fugiu.
Not able to capitalize on that and get the elimination, though. Tribe still have a lot of work to do. Matthias goes down. All right, 2 stars in it. This is getting close.
No!
Oh, rocket fuel from Corey for the win. Tyler, a nice flying hook as well there. And a great juke did bait out the super from Marcel. And that is going to put a lot of pressure on INTZ now. And this is where they want to be.
Yeah, not only do they have the star lead, but they have control of the mid. They've got the bushes protecting them. They can attack whatever position they want. Guido going in with the gadget. Not able to make enough progress, though. And Corey with the super going to shut them down. Matthias eliminated by Tyrant Star's super. Here we go, Tribe. If you can stay alive now, this is looking like a W.
Yeah, Guido's going to try and push against him, taken down, but Corey is there for the pickup as well. Matthias on the right-hand side gets a takedown, so only 1 star lead now for INTZ. Basula with the pull, Tyrant with the pickup, 19 to...
Marcel's so weak. Marcel's so weak. 1 hit will do the job. Yes, that 1 Gene shot is going to get it done. And Tribe tie up this first set. Now this is what I want to see, Ark.
Absolutely, Tribe with a great deal of versatility. Changing out to Brock, I think, was the smartest thing that they could have done then. Yes. I mean, Sprout, don't get me wrong, is a great asset when it comes to Canal Grande as a map. Taking things into a more vertical mode and shutting down that mid is a great strategy. But I've got to say, you know, INTZ are running Jackie, and Brock is a great deterrent for the tankier brawlers like that.
Look, Ark, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a simple man. I open up rocket fuel in a box. I pick Brock. Simple.
Rocket Fuel has absolutely given Brock a lovely dynamic in terms of, you know, being able to at any moment break open the map and bush as well. Don't forget that, you know, Brock can get rid of a lot of those bushes to hide in, and brawlers like, you know, Sprout will depend on those to give them extra abilities in terms of their shields.
All right, Ark, it is gonna be Brock, Carl, and Piper. This time from INTZ. The same lineup once again from Tribe. Who's going to get that first star, though? The fight for the middle hasn't completed. Already an elimination from INTZ. There you go. Nice lead to start of this game.
Yeah, I think a smart move as well. Greedy popping out to Brock instead of the Jackie pick. I think definitely showing some good signs for me from INTZ to be shaping things up and... Tribe with a double catch and fly!
Nossa, esse acessório do Brock funcionou. Nossa!
Tyrant!
Nossa senhora, quer dizer.
It is tied now. 7
que
stars
foi
to
isso?
7 already. A high-scoring round.
Cora's rocket fuel just hit all 3 of the other. Can we just talk about it for a second? That's insane. Guido goes down to another one. Tyrant Star with the super. He's going to have to back up because Piper activated her super. And now with
tomando uma pressão dessa.
Tribe looking really strong now. Marcel gets pulled in. Tyrant Star finishes the job.
Vai, Tese, precisa virar isso daí. Boa.
Now even Ark.
Yeah, actually, you know, Tribe got quite fortunate in that transaction there because it was INTZ who picked up the kill first, followed by a quick takedown. So had that not happened, Tribe would be behind, but 14 stars to 14. It's not going to be what these teams are going to be happy with. They want to get the lead. And I love to see that about
Piper tomou duas do
Carlos. Go back on the defense side. Both of these teams want this, and they want it now.
They do indeed. Tribe seem to have the better position here as they've got more bush. Guido going to try and deal with that with the super. This honestly could go either way. Both teams charging up their supers bit by bit. I think a pull from Zulan could make the difference here. Tyrant Star going to gadget in.
Corre, carpa do empate.
Matthias runs away from it, but Marcel may have a gadget here. Let's see.
Tá bom, empate é bom. Meu Deus!
INTZ.
Amazing. Tyrant Star trying to go
virou no último
with
segundo.
his very own gadget on Carl, but no.
Marcel.
Teammate was eliminated. And INTZ
matou o Brock.
going to win
Não foi o
game
Jin.
3. This
Foi o
is
Jin.
so back and forth, Ark.
Matou o Caio.
Incredible that you see Marcel with a sigh of
Salada do Marcel, eu
disbelief.
entendo.
Zulan can't help but just put out a bit of a snigger there. What a close finish there to that game, and now the pressure is on both teams, showing great signs of switching up their brawler comps, and that is always a great sign in terms of us knowing no idea what's going to happen.
Gema tá da hora, hein?
Look at INTZ. Look how into it they are at the moment. Matthias on the right, just really looking pumped, and that's what we like to see as we jump into the next game of Bounty.
INTZ then on set point already. Greedy popping the early rocket fuel gadget to get that mid area taken completely down, and but on the other side exposing a lot of bush. Double gadget already. Tyrant now on the backside, so watch out. Greedy's only got one rocket fuel left already.
Interesting, didn't really get any obvious advantage from that. The Tyrant Star being pushed really hard is going to go down. INTZ pushing Tribe. Their backs against the wall. Corey is weak. Zulan trying to do what he can to get out of this spawn trap. But this is a rough position for Tribe.
Zulan has not got a great side. If he pulls Matthias and Matthias gets super, then he'll be able to super away, or actually maybe even get the takedown. Marcel have a nice rattled hive as well. Puts Tribe right into the corner here, and you do not want to force him back into the corner because it will bite back hard.
Daí tu pega esse tiro aí e mete alguém.
He falls down. That's 5 stars to 0.
Eles vão lá no kart que tá sozinho.
Get out of this horrible position. As soon as they move, they are met with fire from Carl B and Brock. Zulan falls yet again. Corey, weak, falls to the B. Tyrant Star takes damage, less than half health. Guido, rockets on the right. I don't know how Tribe get out of this.
Yeah, it was a really smart play from INTZ. So aggressive early on and just popping gadgets left and right. There's the last rocket fuel from Guido. But somehow he escapes completely unharmed. Tyrant though goes down.
Acessório não tá dando dano,
elimination only from Tribe. They're finally pushing out of the trap that they were in, but Zulan weak, gonna fall if he does take any fire from this B. Corey weak as well. They are back where they started again. Matthias kind of doesn't quite get it done with the super, but it just doesn't matter at this point. 15 seconds on the clock, 13 stars between them, and INTZ can just back away as long as B stays alive. Oh, he falls!
Ai, meu pai. Ai, meu pai.
There's still not enough. It's still not possible. Okay.
17-25, that is going to be all she wrote for Bounty. INTZ laying it down, getting one on the board early on then in this battle against Tribe Red.
When Marcel fell on the end there, I panicked a little bit because I didn't have enough time to do the maths properly, but Marcel had by far the most stars, and I wondered if that would be the beginning of a potential comeback, but no, the maths did not check out for Tribe. Even with a team wipe, they would not have been able to win.
Ai, olha lá o tiro atravessando.
With the range then of the battle between, I've got to say again, going from a tankier combo to a longer ranged affair was a smart play, and you know, it definitely caused some issues for Tribe Red to respond. And you know, going into the next game mode, then I do wonder what INTZ are going to be doing. What's their primary strategy and what's their fallback?
Yeah, I mean, they're in a great position.
Ele deu mais dano, fez mais kill, pegou mais estrela, mais dó.
This was pretty close. Looking
O
at
que
the
teve
damage
bastante
there.
estrela.
Actually, stars in total across the whole set. Tribe Red definitely are not
X4,
completely
X4,
outmatched.
X3.
No, I couldn't agree more. I think both of these two teams are very closely matched, and Bounty, I think, could have gone either way. I think Tribe just needed to get better starts, and that's what INTZ really capitalized here. So going into our next game mode of Gem Grab Ice Fort, that is what I think Tribe needs to really focus on. Is contesting the mid, getting some early gems and putting some good pressure.
Esse mapa aí é só, pelo amor de Deus.
Exactly. It's all about center control here on Ice Fort. And you know, there's a big area of the center that you can control. If you can take all 3 lanes at the start, if you can find that good position, it's really difficult for the other team to push you out of it. So that is what these players are going to want to do at the start of this next game. Again, this is the second semi-finals. We're in set 2. Let's get it underway.
Going in then, Tyrant running Tara, I think it's a smart play, but as are INTZ, obviously her gadget, they're popping already early from both sides, so everyone will be visible on the map. Guido already popping off in the mid, getting 2 gems, 3 potentially here if he wants to push for it, he does, so a good gem lead already for INTZ.
Yeah, interesting that we're seeing Colette actually. It begs the question exactly what INTZ were expecting. Either way, at the moment it's working out with INTZ do have the better position. As long as Guido can hold on here. He's dealing a lot of damage to Carl at the moment. Corey getting quite weak.
Tara Stark does not connect with Zulan. Nice positioning from Zulan there against the fence just to make sure that he... Oh, and the ball as well! Oh, Marcel is going to provide Tribe a nice amount of momentum to push this mid. And I've got to say, INTZ not running Gene here, I think could be a mistake, potentially.
Yeah, I mean, Guido has had to cede control of the center here. Matthias and Corey both using their supers, but Corey has protected pirouette and Matthias doesn't. So Matthias just having to sort of back away.
Corey now looking to seek out Matthias. They both lost each other. There is the Psychic Enhancer, and instantly both of those 2 players looking to find a connection. It's actually Matthias is going to win lane Zulan. However, it's been uncontested in the mid, and has got 7 gems, looking to side with Tyrant.
Matthias é o gênio, cara. Ele que tá...
Who actually gets a nice takedown on Tyrant, so maximum pressure then on Zulan to hold those gems in his pocket.
Guido! Tyrant Star spawns, runs in, deals as much damage as he can. There's the elimination.
Tinha que trocar, velho.
That Tribe need if they can stay alive. That's a big if, as Marcel is on the way in, but Marcel having to run away. So weak, waiting for teammates to spawn. Colette coming in, but with 6 seconds to go, and Corey in the way. That is going to be it, and Tribe get the first game of Gem Grab.
Gotta hand it to Tribe there to come back with a win. They needed to really start Gem Grab on a high, considering that they are 1 down in the sets. And they did it in style. Zulan staying firm throughout and keeping those gems in their favor. Now, how do INTZ approach going into this next game? For me, I gotta think they've got to consider Gene over the Colette.
Yeah, Colette, like I said earlier on, Colette was a little bit of a strange pick. It almost suggests that they were expecting something a little bit different from Tribe Red. I'll be very surprised if they do pick the Colette again. Like you said, Gene is such a powerful pick in many Gem Grab maps, actually. Just the ability to essentially, if you're backed up by your teammates, just steal all of the gems from the other team. Have them brought to you on a golden platter. We saw that work out very nicely for Tribe Red in that game. We'll see if INTZ decide to pick up that strategy as we any second now.
Yep, Colette can pop in and grab those gems and sneak her way out quickly, but ultimately I like the fact that Gene can also have the ability to break open the map. Getting a pull through the corner can really open things up for your team, and depending upon what brawler comp you're faced off against, having that ability with Gene to just really open things up whilst not having it be its primary use in that sense. Some brawlers like, you know, Brock are very much like...
Olha, que eu tô sem animação, cara. É entendendo essa parada. Eu tô me concentrando. Mano, cadê?
Which they played previously.
Pegou, gente, entendeu?
We're not going to bring Colette this time, so this time we'll run the pan, okay?
I gotta say, I was not expecting this big changes on both sides. Mr. P coming in, Piper coming in.
Eu acho que o Bano Argênia no cara iria ser muito bom.
Completely different lineup on both sides here. Wow, good takedown early on.
Yeah, Guido just got annihilated there. Marcel having to retreat, and Tribe once again in complete control of the center. And once a Sprout takes control of the center, it is very hard to pluck the Sprout out.
Yeah, absolutely. Tribe Red are very much a Sprout gang, self-confessed, and Corey loves to play Sprout. He's a fantastic mid-control-based brawler, especially in circumstances like we see right now. Tribe Red have got full control, and that is when Sprout is at his best.
Matthias so weak goes down. Guido on his own, trying to push here, but with 9 gems picked up already. The 10th one picked up by Corey. Tyrant Star just needs to stay alive. I don't think he's going to have much difficulty with that. INTZ, this is your moment to push back.
Já era.
A really smart Sprout wall on the right-hand
perdeu
side.
mais
Corey's that to absolute perfection, forcing the hand of the Piper to not really get any form of connection, as Tyrant was relevant in that gem countdown. A fantastic second win in gem grab for Tribe Red.
Again, I couldn't help but notice just how dominant Corey was there on the Sprout. Of course, when you're in complete control of the center, I was looking at Matthias as Tara, hanging out in the grass up there, just having to dodge left and right to get away from these Sprout projectiles. Yeah, the Sprout didn't know exactly where the Tara was, but it didn't matter too much because Tara couldn't really move.
Yeah, and I just gotta say again, I'm super surprised at how much both of these two teams went in with an entirely different comp. I think we could see Pam again, potentially. Pam lane works really well, actually, in Ice Force. Sprout, yes, but sometimes if you know that it's potentially coming, and I guess that Tribe Red have already shown their card in that respect, they might be more entitled to kind of keep switching things up, and it seems to be working. INTZ right now, I would hazard a guess, have no idea what is coming next.
Well, Ark, it is set point for Tribe Red. If they win this game, they will be tying up this series. That is not what INTZ want. Here we are. Game 3 underway, and Colette's back, but the Pam is not back. It feels like Tribe Red have just outpicked
Finalmente pegaram o meu gênio.
Yes, but actually Marcel is running Gene, and that
E eles não deslargam dessa colete, velho.
To really consider, and already a good pull on Corey. Support from Matthias, and
Porque eles não
already
são
INTZ with
acostumados a
great
jogar de
chance.
car,
However, Zulan did get an important takedown and 4 gems away from the mid, so that's going to give Tribe a bit of space to breathe.
Yep, a little bit of space to breathe, but they are pushed back almost at their spawn. Matthias coming down the left side there. INTZ just have very good control of the map right now. Zulan and Tyrant Star doing what they can to push forward, but it's so difficult. And Marcel, with the pull on Tyrant, is just going to find an elimination. Tribe need to do something about this.
Guido is playing fantastically well by doing absolutely nothing. He has got his super, and just by having it can be a real deterrent, and a nice takedown there on Tyrant as well. Marcel looking to cycle again, as he did so already. Corey going in with some aggression, countered already by Matthias. That support in the mid. Untouchable are INTZ right now in the mid.
Almost. Guido does fall though, and so we're going to see if Zulan and Tyrant Star can do anything to take their control back. Corey appears, but a little bit too late. Guido pops the gadget, is going to be seeing exactly where everybody is. This is so close, Ark.
Tyrant with a nice bit of healing shade from that star power there, giving him the ability to push up the map, but sucked in by Guido, and the takedown is there. Zulan again, all alone, tries to get the pull in. I'm kind of fortunate that he didn't make that. That might have been costly for Tribe if they had actually connected there, ironically.
Oh, Corey's gadget was popped a little bit too soon there. I'm not sure he wanted to use it, but he just ended up getting sucked in to Marcel's super. The 10th gem is right there. As soon as Marcel feels able to grab it, that is going to be almost the end of the game, but Tribe have managed to get control of the center here.
Cuidado para não ser puxado, Marcel. Se tu for puxado...
Whenever a team goes for it, they'll get the gems.
Yeah, time of a really important take down that right-hand side and Guido open up the mid, but it's not over yet. The countdown is there, but if Zulan can get a pull on Marcel, Corey going down though without the support there, could be tricky. Tyrant's got stuck. He's going to use it on Guido, but look at this. Marcel, I think, is going to be safe and sound in his little is he bringing this one back?
Excellent. They are not ready to sit and take it. They're going to take their first game of gem grab, and things are getting really interesting here now. I thought that
Sério, velho.
Obviously, INTZ taking the Colette.
Negócio tá sério.
There's no real tanks. That's not going to work out. But like you said, the Gene came in clutch.
Yeah, Gene can just absolutely turn the tides, but I gotta say, I feel like we're gonna see a different comp going in. It seems to be the flavor of these two teams to literally never play the same comp twice, and that's the great thing about Ice Fort, though. As a map, it's very versatile. It opens things up to a lot of very meta brawlers and some very challenging lane interactions, so definitely a lot that these two teams can choose in terms of brawlers.
Well, we are about to find out what's coming up next, Ark, and honestly, I don't know what to expect from these two teams at this point. Will INTZ be able to continue their comeback in Gem Grab? Let's
Será que o TZ vira?
It's going to be Gene, Tara, Piper for Tribe Red. versus Gene, Tara, and Carl for INTZ. Interesting that Corey went for Piper. It's a different one.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite interesting, actually, that Corey has done
Essa
that.
Piper, acho que se essa Piper tivesse essa história lá da bala curva, matava ali.
Enable him to get some nice shots, which he did there on Guido, and forcing them entirely back. Now, INTZ, look at this, back into their spawn, looking shaky at best right now. Matthias, I think, is a good person to side on the left with Corey, actually, here.
Yeah, I mean, INTZ starting to push forward into the better position. Marcel and Guido taking a lot of damage, but they are able to find the elimination on Tyrant Star. Matthias is gonna gadget in, but does get eliminated. That seems to be Carl's weakness right now. A lot of these players are gadgeting in and then just finding themselves eliminated before they know it.
Definitely helps to go in with a
puxa esse dia, ó, Marcel. Correct sozinho, o Marcel não vai conseguir. Ai! Desviou da bala curva ali, cara. Desviou.
Marcel hoovering up the gems and dodging.
Os dois erraram.
He misses the pull of his own, but it doesn't matter too much. As long as he maintains this position, the countdown is going to start soon. Tyrant Star
bota pressão.
does find Matthias and get the elimination though, which means Marcel has been pushed back to spawn.
Falei botar pressão no time azul que tô botando pressão. Cuidado com a Tara, cuidado com a Tara, cuidado com a Tara.
Such a stronghold has Tri-Bred now over INTZ. Zulan finally able to get a really deep position in the mid now, and Marcel trying desperately to get his super to be able to do something about it.
Agora vão pegar
absolutely helpless.
They are still
bota pressão, tem que todo mundo pro meio pra tirar eles do meio ali. Foi com o Jin, se ele tivesse com super, ele estaria mais garantido. Lascou. Se gira pro meio agora. Nossa, puxou. Nossa, tá vivo. Pegou. Estão ganhando agora. Meu Deus! Puxou o Tara. Não, o Jin, é verdade.
Maximum pressure now on Tri-Bred to do something about it. Not enough gems from the mid. It's gotta be Marcel they take down.
That game was insane! As INTZ were able to perform an insane comeback after Tribe looked like they were going to get that countdown timer down to 0. The moment of the match for me was
caraca, se a INTZ virar vai ser da hora, hein?
I was pulled in, but popped the gadget, managed to get back to the center.
Mano, eles estavam virando a Não, Marcel, tu deve ter... Cara, fala assim, acessórios do dia é o melhor agora.
That was the game-winning moment for me.
I've got to say, though, Tri-Bred had some great control in that game, and for the most part, INTZ was struggling a little bit, and Tyrant doing some fantastic work on that left-hand side lane.
Quem vai levantar essa taça, hein? Quem vai levantar essa taça?
I've got to think that, you know, Tribe have definitely got it in them to bring back a set, but now so much pressure must be on them here. We are tied up in the sets. The next game, the next player and team that win in Gem Grab will go up in the sets, and INTZ have already got one. They could be going 2 up here.
This game is so important, Ark. The entirety of the
series.
Eles
mudaram pra Collet, Sprout, que é bem chatinho.
On the left. Marcel trying to hold on to the middle, trying
to dodge
Corey's Sprout projectiles.
Tara também é boa, velho. Mas o Eugênio é o mais destacado. Não, não. Travou. Só puxar que já destrava. Mano, o ruim é com esse Sprout com um escudinho, né? Nem um pouco legal. Ele é muito roubado. É, mas é só espantar eles do meio, que acho que nada vai dar ruim não. Ai, não tira esse Sprout ali. Esse que é o bom, quando a gente tá com super, os caras ficam com medo de ser puxado. Nossa, esse cara tá com a desviação, Matias. Ai, não deu certo hoje não. Quem que é Marcel? Cadê o Marcel? Ah, tá. Mano, o Car tá sendo um dos mais destacados aqui, que a galera joga muito de Car.
shots
Sensor salvou
there
ali.
from Zulan. He's almost going down. He's going to stay alive on just 1,500 HP. But Corey now,
Vou pegar 10 gemas, hein?
gems in the pocket.
É melhor
A great
avançar, hein?
position for Tribe Red now to capitalize.
De cara. Pra de cagando de... Puxou!
But the super doesn't block his path, but does stop his super.
Matou. Que beleza.
Tribe defended that so well. Corey under maximum pressure there, coming out on top, and they are gonna now
Ô, louco, Intezé fez tudo isso pra nada.
a serious game on our hands now, Falcone.
We have indeed. Oh my gosh.
Duas partidas desperdiçadas à toa. Ah, mano, eles perderam o controle do meio pra esse Sprout, velho. Marcel não acertava um push ali, cara. Ele tava ruim mesmo.
Matthias' super actually used a super of his own, which didn't block his path, but did stop the Carl super in action. And that is where Tribe were able to take it down.
Desse jeito é bom, Marcel é tudo.
Was like trying to work
Os
out where
push
to
de
go
hoje.
wrong. I mean, it was like such a back and forth affair going
Cheguei.
all the way in
E aí,
Gem
André?
Grab, and yeah,
E aí, de
Tribe
boa,
definitely
mano?
needed that little bit of a boost, and look at those stats: 60 gems in favor of Tribe Red, 45 in favor of INTZ. Damage only just with Tribe Red there.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of damage, not much in it, but Tribe were able to capitalize that.
Caraca, mano, o Marcel tava errando push tudo, mano.
Set was insane, and I actually want to watch it back. It was so good. I want to watch it back right now. But no, more importantly, I want to watch some Brawl Ball. We're gonna see some triple dribble happening here, Ark, and this is where this semi-finals match could get really insane.
Yeah, I definitely wonder now whether we are going to see a much faster.
Eu tô concentrado no jogo que nem tô vendo os
To
comentários.
get this one wrapped up quickly. Personally, for me, I kind of hope that it goes all the way here. But for sure, some different brawlers coming in to triple dribble, back to possibly some tanks on the side of INTZ, and we shall have to see if that does happen, how Tribe might respond. But definitely some different brawlers available to both of these teams here.
Honestly, Ark, I'm so excited. I feel like I've just down 10 max energies, but here we are. It's going to be Brock, Tick, and Spike versus 8-Bit, Tick, and Mr. P. These are very different compositions compared to anything we've seen so far this weekend.
Right. Is in a better place. The reworked star power plugged in does provide him some more maneuverability, so bear that one in mind. That
up to his health as well.
And Corey got a really nice actual rocket fuel gadget to start off the day. Marcel already under heavy fire. Zulan running curveball. I think
pegou 8 bits nesse modo.
running on that side lane there.
It looked for a moment that INTZ had their backs against the wall, but they have been able to push forwards. Guido going to be taking on Corey, but the head first goes in, at least consuming Corey's ammo if doing nothing else. Guido very nicely dodging the super, considering the slow movement speed on 8-Bit there, but is eventually going to fall.
Yeah, Corey as well with some nice jukes to get
Cara,
that side
pegou
lane
8
under pressure there. Not much cover at his
bits, sério
disposal there either. And Ticket going out again, Corey with the takedown of that, but look at
Vai.
this. The ball picked up by Matthias.
Ah!
Oh, a great defense all alone there, doing great work on behalf of Tribe Red.
Marcel nicely dodged the curveball
Spike
spikes
salvou
coming out.
esse
Was
time,
able to
né?
stay alive for a little bit too long, but either way, it is time for Tribe to make a push. Mr. P is going to be getting in the way of Zula on the face-off on the right. Meanwhile, Corey, Guido fighting once more. Corey very low on health, but does have his super ready. Both of these players are so weak on the left.
Yeah, this interaction lane between Corey and Guido is a lovely thing to watch. Both players so closely matched. Obviously, very different mechanics for these brawlers, but more often than not, it tends to get down to the hundreds in terms of HP, and both players trying to get a one-up on each other. At the moment, INTZ looking to collect themselves, getting some momentum here. I feel like this could end in a goal. A nice pass to Matthias here. Is he going to go in? It's going to go in. INTZ on the board.
Corey did eventually get taken out at the end of that mammoth of a battle between the 8-Bit and the Brock. But here we are, 17 seconds on the clock. Tribe need to score. They need to score now. 8-Bit falls down. This is their chance, but the head first is going to take out Brock. The ball is
É só segurar, não tem pra
down
que
the
avançar.
pitch. And INTZ are going to take the first game of Brawl Ball, once again taking their lead in this series.
A strong start from INTZ, but gotta give credit to Tribe-Red that they didn't even stop playing at the very end, even up until the point when Matthias was trying to score a final goal and Tribe-Red cleared it off the line. I kind of like that. There's something psychological there, I believe, like in my mind at least, where, you know, being able to say, nope, 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 we're going to play until the very final millisecond every single time.
What a game. I'm very impressed with how INTZ have been handling this, honestly. Like, there wasn't a huge rush. It was just very nice control towards the end. They had their backs against the wall at the start. They were able to come back from that. Brilliant. Time to see if Tribe-Red can begin to make a comeback as we start our second game of Brawl Ball. It's going to be similar comps, but Tyrant Star switching over to B now. Corey switching from Brock to Tix. There's been a little bit of a reshuffle.
Yeah, I think B is a really, really smart brawler pick to choose. Rattled Hive, obviously we know all too well what that gadget can achieve on triple dribble, so I'm looking at some good things from Tyrant that was already doing some full hit.
I thought that was a goal there. The respawns came in that little bit too fast. Marcel, Matthias, and Guido all pushing forwards now, trying to take control of this ball, and they have managed to get it passed over the line in the center. So this game is a little bit open now. Nice teleport from Guido.
He took the shot, but yeah, the ball was absolutely there. It was very, very close. Oh, Tyrant with the value there, pushing back Guido right into the corner, and now we have a bit of a chance.
Mano, pareceu que esse spike avançar já era.
Pressure applied from Guido on the left-hand side there.
Looked like he couldn't, but he could get the ball forwards in the end. But ultimately, it hasn't mattered. Too much pressure from INTZ has pushed them back. Guido again with the teleport, this time successfully dodging the tick mines, at least. Guido getting his health back as well, ready to take on Tyrant Star on the left. In the right side, Zulan is dealing a lot of damage to Marcel. Marcel struggling to dodge the curveball spikes.
A very premature gadget there from Tyrant, Rattled Hive again, but it was actually to good avail. He was going for the takedown of the turret there and a few hits on Guido, but now Tribe-Red under pressure. The ball pushed into the mid by Matthias. Tickhead going out from Corey, taken down just as quickly by INTZ, but now a slow and steady pace wins the race as Zulan throws out a super, blocking up half of that map.
Very back and forth after Tribe managed to get this ball away from their goal. The head is coming in and it is going to find Tyrant. Almost doing enough damage to eliminate him. Guido trying so hard to finish the job. So is Tick. Yeah, Tyrant Star falls down eventually. Zulan and Corey both very weak. INTZ are closing in on them. The door is closing, but Tribe just about keep it wrenched open there.
Tribe holding on, but the time is ticking down. Also 25 seconds. If Tribe can't get this ball out, it would be a very, very tough position to find yourselves going in to overtime. They've got to get the control, and they've got to get it now.
They're stuck in their spawn, taking so much damage as soon as they leave. Corey gonna throw out Tick's head, but the other head comes out, and Marcel manages to thread the needle. The time is up. INTZ take their second win in Brawl Ball.
Tribe-Red are struggling, it seems, in Brawl Ball. They are finding themselves in a bit of a spot. I've got to say, I feel like maybe something other than Tick, something more aggressive. Tribe-Red can dig deep and go back to their roots in that respect. But obviously, there's something that needs to change, and there is little time left to change it as INTZ go 2 games ahead, rather, in Brawl Ball.
They are getting close to taking their second set win. A big moment for INTZ.
Tô achando que Intesa e PSG vai ganhar.
They don't want to be in that position where they're one set behind. They are going to be fighting back really hard here, Arg.
Yeah. Tribe-Red do not take things lying down. Let's not forget the struggle of this year that they had at the very beginning, going through right until the end and never giving up. That is one thing that Tribe-Red do best. They never give up. They will be fighting until the very end. And as we saw previously, you know, in Gem Grab, they will go all the way if they have to.
Guido just took so much damage to Tick there, but it doesn't matter too much as his teammates, Marcel and Matthias, look at them go! They are machines as they get that ball immediately in the goal. No time to lose. Rocket Fuel already going to eliminate Tick straight away.
Rocket Fuel is a really, really strong gadget, and look at the momentum now from INTZ. Already, we are seeing Tribe back to where we saw them in the last game, and there's only been about 40 seconds of play so far. Very, very aggressive start from INTZ.
All right, Marcel eliminated on the left side though. Tribe starting to mount a counter push. Tyrant Star going to charge in and get a lot of damage on Matthias there on the right. Guido, weak, goes down to Zulan. This could be Tribe's opportunity to score. Marcel gets taken out by the Rattled Hive, and that saved by Guido. Oh my gosh!
My word, it looked like Tribe Red had it, but they needed to maybe...
Calma aí que tem que tirar, afasta eles daí. Meu Deus.
Oh, a bit of a miss really for me. Tribe needs to dig really, really deep now. Tyrant going in, trying to get some work done. Gets the takedown, but in the end, INC have the control back in their side of the court.
It's not looking good for Tribe at all. That opportunity stopped by Guido in the goal, and this is the final good chance for a push. INTZ are all bunched up. Corey going to try and capitalize on that with Tick's Mine. Zulan passing the ball forwards. INTZ backs against the wall in their goal. This could be it, huh?
Yeah, Togo down taken so quickly, as did Corey, though. That rocket rain from Guido. What a fantastic bit of momentum, though. It just didn't lead to the goal that they so desperately needed. And now the time ticking down even more so. And the control again back with INTZ. Tribe now have got to really push up this corner, but I think it's shut down so well. INTZ are in full control.
That was so close, Ark, but it didn't work out in the end. INTZ dominated Brawl Ball. That is going to be game and set for them. One more set and they win the match.
Now Tribe have got a choice. They can either choose to come back and give it everything they've got in what could be their final set here of Siege, or they're going to be going home packing. I would love to see this one go all the way. These two teams are...
Olha que defesa, olha que defesa.
It's so clear to see.
Well, it might all come down to Siege in just a few moments. I wonder how the team are going to feel about that. But before we jump into Siege, of course, we're going to have some stats to share with you. Here they are. And wow, this goes to show, at least on damage, how evenly matched these teams are. In fact, it's amazing to me that Tribe actually dealt more damage, despite the fact they didn't score a single goal.
Yeah, no goals on the board is a big donut glaring at me, and oh, it's lunchtime. Well, Leon's enjoying his lolly, so...
I've got some baked goods over here if you want.
Oh, really? I love some of Piper's bacon.
Yeah, oh, really? Because I want to get...
Dizer, tem que levar essa, cara.
I'll take anything that's branded Brawl Stars.
Anyways, here we go. Siege on Olive Branch coming up next. It could all come down to this. This could be Tribe Red's final set in the Brawl Stars Championships, unless they make a comeback now. This is the second semi-finals, everyone. Everything to play for. The difference of $25,000 in prize money. They want to win this.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot that money can buy. I've got to say, though, this particular map, Olive Branch, does lend itself to Sprout. And we are going to see Corey going with that. I think that might definitely lend its hands in favor of Tribe Red. We know what Corey can do with Sprout. He's very, very comfortable. This map is going to be lovely for him, especially if INC struggle to adapt accordingly.
Well, eliminations happening on both sides there. Like you said, Corey is dominating in the center as Sprout, but it is going to be a level 2 siege bot coming in from INTZ. Now, interesting to see how Corey uses that super, and if he's going to be able to prevent lots of damage. Putting up some walls in some good places.
Yeah, I'm curious to see whether it's transplant or whether it's Garden Multiple as to what actually he's running, because obviously if it's transplant, then we'll see multiple walls used to block the bot on this particular map. That can be very, very... Oh, it's actually going to be Garden Multiple, so no multiple supers going on the defense side. That means that Tribe are going to have to dig deep when it comes to defending those bot pushes.
I don't know if this would be the best map for transplant, though. It's not like there's lots of different paths that you can block making a single go. You block one and then move it, and then I think the siege bot would readjust. But either way, I mean, Tribe have control. INTZ have the bolt, and that is what counts here. A level 7 siege bot. Corey, it's time to put up a wall.
Yeah, absolutely. 4 bolts, though, in the back, and already an early amount of damage going in. Tribe just trying to get something in, but the entire team goes down, and now INC are raining down the damage. The bot will stop short, 54% left on the Tribe Ike. If they can just get a couple of bolts here, they can get a push, but look at the control that INTZ have.
They need to move forward, they need to move forward now. Tyrant Star falls a little bit too late to benefit from Zulan's healing turret. It goes down as well, and Zulan falls. Corey is the only member of Tribe still alive and cannot do enough on his own in the left lane. As you see the bolt count ticking up for INTZ, that is going to be 3 seasons and game over for Tribe.
A very, very tough start to Siege for Tribe there. They looked like they had a very good start, but they just didn't have the balls to see it through. 3 consecutive pushes then from INTZ, and that's gotta hit the Tribe boys hard.
There you have it. That is going to be the first game, and INTZ 1 step closer to being the second Brawl Stars finalists. Tribe are going to be sweating a little bit now.
Yeah, they're going to have to rethink, and collecting those bolts is where their weakness lied. Corey did a great job of controlling the mid in that first round, but without those bolts, you're going to concede a push, and with a push, you're going to struggle to regain control. So whether it means a faster, speedier kind of brawler or a more tankier brawler, I think, or potentially even some range, a Brock or something with rocket fuel would go a long, long way here, but definitely changes needed and needed now.
Tribe Red looking extremely focused there, all staring down at their devices, wondering, will they be able to take this back? We're about to find out. Game 2 of Siege, here it is. And oh boy, look at INTZ, so focused, so lost in thought.
Okay, so what a Tribe Red running now. No changes, it seems, from INTZ's side. I think pretty much same comp all round here. Star Powers just trying to see if there's anything to note really there. Looks all pretty consistent for the most part. Matthias looking to bank this bolt. Zulan going to contest it. Will Matthias bank it? He will bank it. That could very well give INTZ the first push.
Yeah, first push, Tribe able to get control of the center just that little bit too late there. Unfortunately for them, not where they wanted to start this game at all. Tyrant Star really weak, gonna try and prevent as much damage as possible, gonna benefit from Mama's hug a little bit there, and actually gonna try and push forward, but fail to get any control back.
There's a miss ball there from Corey, forcing the ball closer towards the Ike there as well, and it seems that INC are less concerned on the defense side as Guido is running Fertilizer and not Curveball, so definitely feeling as though he doesn't really need to worry too much about that side of things. Oh, Matthias going in here on Zulan, gets the, Zulan! Beautiful gadget there, and the Super staying alive so well. That is a huge play for Tribe Red to get around here.
Yeah, I mean, the whole team pulled through there. Tyrant starts surviving on, I think, 40 health as well. Level 7 Siege ball coming in. This is what Tribe needed. Matthias going to get in the way, but is going to fall. That's okay. The respawn will come in time to help defend further. And here we go. How much damage can we deal? And more importantly, how much control of the center can we get, Tribe?
Where a Tribe Red, it was only Corey that was really there for the push, and Matthias going in here as well, putting maximum pressure. Tyrant coming in with the takedown, does win lane. So important there for Tribe Red to win that left-hand side lane. If Zulan can get some bolts here in the mid while Corey respawns in, it'll be huge, but this is going to come down to the wire, Falcone.
Yeah, Penny's turret cannon there now in a very awkward position for Tribe as well. INC Marcel banking bolts on the right. Matthias winning fight on the left. That is going to be another Siege for INTZ. They do need to deal a little bit of damage there. 8% will be enough. So now, Tribe, can you stop this?
With no deaths on the board, there's a Sprout going down. Tribe have got defenders with all their might. Already, the onslaught from INTZ is just too much to bear. INTZ will move on then to match point.
Match point time arc. This is what you've been praying for all year, Tribe Red. This is what you've been building up to. Are you going to fall in set 4?
They've got to make some changes, I gotta say. I feel like maybe playing the same comp there was the wrong move. Brock for me is the way to go, just kind of use that range, get some rounds, and gain that control. But now the question is, how much can Tribe dig deeper? You know, one more game of Siege, it is all over. They've got to win 3 consecutive games of Siege to even stand a chance of taking it through to Heist. And INTZ have got that momentum. They are looking to get this one wrapped up fast.
If there was ever a moment to pull it out of the bag, to give it everything that you've got, this is it, Tribe Red. Here we go. Potentially the final game of the match starts now. What are they going to do, Ark? Is there any... So Brock is what you want to see?
Yeah, I've got to say, for me, I think Brock is the way forwards. I think just changing the map a little bit, going away from Sprouts, it hasn't really worked for them so far as much as I know that Tribe Red love to play it and is a great map for it. I think they've got to get back to their earlier sets where they were taking INTZ by surprise. That was when they were thriving the most, and I feel like they've really got to do that. INTZ right now are just kind of expecting the same thing, and Tribe are just kind of giving it to them on a plate.
They are indeed. INTZ looking dominant. Actually looking as excited as I'd expected.
They could be waiting for some communication potentially between maybe Tribe Red and the admin team, or definitely some potential hold up as they're not looking at their devices, so that could be well the reason.
Feels like a good moment to remind everyone, of course, the players playing from home, although I'm sure we had you fooled by the 3D cameras that are behind us on this stage. I'm not gonna lie, Ark, I keep looking over my shoulder expecting to see them there.
You know what?
Genuinely, like, it's very well done.
Honestly, the production has been absolutely insane. I keep getting DMs and tweets asking, how is it done? How is the studio done? And is it a green screen? It's not, it's augmented reality. And that is honestly, for me, the biggest win in Brawl so far in the history of esports.
Sure. I thought it was magic.
It could be magic. I mean, I know that it's not coming from my sleeve.
I thought it was like wizard magic. Right?
Different Clash of Clans.
My mistake. Okay. Yeah, so we're not sure entirely what's going on here, guys, but we will be bringing you the next game as soon as we can. In the meantime, again, a huge congratulations to all of these teams, even for qualifying, even for getting through to the semi-finals today. We've been watching them all year, dominating their competition, qualifying for those monthly finals, month by month by month, grinding to get those points. And of course, we've rewarded every single team, even for qualifying here, $100,000. And you know, that's pretty good. You take that if you're a team.
I mean, honestly, this year has been so commendable for so many people. You know, let's not forget that we are in the middle of a global pandemic, people. I mean, it has been, honestly, an amazing achievement to reach the stage that we're on today. And I think that that's the thing that it's been very publicly known. A lot of challenges that have lied in wait this year. You know, we tried, obviously, to get the players to the studio and put their health and safety, obviously, first, as we have done all year long here. So, you know, the players obviously are feeling very stressed at home, despite them being in familiar surroundings. There is so much at stake, and there's as much as they would love to have been in the studio with us. That is much the reason why we have a few technical issues along the way.
But I, for one, Ark, I'm really glad that we're here. I'm really glad that the players are playing from home. We flattened the prize pool so that, you know, even if the players do struggle a little bit from home, they're still winning $100,000. By doing this today, what that means is that we're going to be able to start more competition next year as soon as possible. If we delayed today, it would have meant next year slowed down, and ultimately it would have meant less opportunity for the players. So at the end of the day, despite the difficulties, I'm so glad we're here. It was definitely the right call, and I'm just excited to see the rest of this match.
So honestly, a really solid point. Flattening the prize will definitely, for me, a really nice way of you know, showing the empathy towards the players, and more so than any other game and esports competitive scene that I've seen all year under the circumstances as well. So really nicely done on both sides of the coin.
Yeah, I mean, in what world does 8th place in a tournament get $100,000? It's amazing, and it's something that I think we can all be proud to participate in. I had a little bit of an update there from our production team. I believe there was a disconnect in the last map. I believe that Tyrant Star disconnected, and therefore we are going to replay the last game. The last game didn't happen, so it's not quite match point just yet. We're taking a little baby step back, but that's okay. And again, we've got to make these allowances. If players do disconnect, like properly disconnect, and apparently for the entire last 15 seconds of the map, that's not fair on the teams, and so it is right to replay in that position.
Yeah, massive kudos to everyone involved to make that decision very quickly as well, because ultimately, when it comes to these pressurized situations, to check in the background all the statistics and to make sure those decisions happen, credit to everyone involved. So we will go back a stage, then it is INTZ, 2 sets in the lead, 1 game of Siege in the bag, 1 game away from match point, so not the same scenario.
Well, Tyrant Star is going to fall to Matthias on the right there after banking the bolt. However, these banked bolts are important. Is this going to be a tie siege?
It will be. It will be.
It is, yeah. Okay.
Just about. So this could mean that the next push that we see could be a very, very big and mighty one now. More important than ever to get that mid control in the bag, and definitely a high-scoring bolt round, I feel, for potentially both of these teams.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a big siege bot either way. Corey and Guido fighting for that left bolt. Corey going to grab it, and of course, one of the things about Sprout, when he's in the bush, he's so tanky. Meanwhile, Zulan just about trying to stay alive in the center, going to put the next healing turret up. It's looking marginally better for Tribe, but this could still go either way.
8 bolts is definitely a big ball coming in 9, 10. But the problem now is that Tribe, if they do get this push, are going to have to basically finish it in a 1 push, because if INTZ can get back control in some way, then it could be an even bigger return coming in. Already some good takedowns. This is much, much better looking from Tribe here. Corey even leaving the turret. They want to get all that value with the damage that is starting to rain down.
It's do or die time arc, but it is going to be die if you're the siege bot. Corey going to stay alive for as long as he can, deal as much damage as he can, but now things change dramatically.
Você não deixa dano ali, mano.
12,
É agora,
13, level 13, 14, 15th bolt's about to score, and there is nothing that Tribe can do to get control. They have to sit, they have to take it, they have to accept that this siege bot is going to be overwhelming, and they need to prepare the best defense that they possibly can.
Yeah, that bot absolutely got
17,
by INTZ so quickly.
Olha como ele vem, olha como ele vai.
Surviving on a sliver there. Very, very important stuff. Zulan placing down a nice defensive healing turret, taken down so quickly. That level 17 bot is coming in so thick and fast, Falcone.
It is, but still 50%. No, that is going to
Nossa, cara.
That was closer.
Ainda bem que ele teve dar dano ali.
I mean, now it's all falling apart, but it looked for a moment there like Tribe were going to be able to stand up to it, but no. Ultimately, history repeats itself, and INTZ are going to find themselves on match point once more.
Again, going back to our original conversation then about what Tribe Red needs to do, I've got to say, obviously, with the replay, probably not able to change that. But now I feel like, again, that's only gone and reinforced the fact that the comp is not working. They've got to change things up, and now it really is do or die. I mean, there's not really any harm in experimenting at this point when you're already so behind. Again, got to remind ourselves, they need 3 consecutive wins in Siege to stay in this competition.
Only a few seconds remain until they get their chance to begin the ultimate comeback, to begin a reverse sweep inside this set. Everything is on the line now for Tribe Red, but for INTZ, 1 more win would grant them a place in the finals.
And what an amazing achievement, as INTZ did not qualify for Worlds last year. This would be a huge moment for them and their team to be able to play at the grand final on the World stage. Unbelievable.
Ou vai ter mais partida.
Very different from INTZ here. There's a collect.
Eles quis apelar agora, hein? Eles apelaram.
That is a very nice start from Zulan there, wiping out Colette. Tyrant Star winning the Carl face-off on the right side. And although
Ah,
this is a
empate
tie
de
scene, it is
cerco.
Tribe that have control.
Look at the difference. Brock for
Agora
Zulu,
lascou.
Spike for Corey, and already a very different story. 5 bolts in the pocket, 6 now, and full mid control. This is the Tribe Red that I remember.
Zulan cannot escape.
Lascou agora.
Sorry, not Zulan. Corey could not escape the attack of the super. And now it seems the Tribe are going to get an amazing siege bot. Matthias is able to bank a couple of these bolts, and we're in a similar position to the last game. Although this time
Dominaram só
more of
agora.
a bolt lead for Tribe. Maybe the one and done push will do the job here.
If they can prevent INTZ from getting a 7th bolt, which they do, and Matthias is going to try and get some damage here, but he's gonna be so
Segura.
weak. One shot from the bot, and the Colette dash to try to break it. But look at this, I think Tribe Red are going to be a little bit more conservative this time round.
Vocês
and
vão levar
survive this
nesse.
push to be
Eita.
able to defend themselves and collect these bolts. Already 4 bolts in the bag, so much better from Tribe Red.
Tem que dominar, ITZ, senão já era.
That we expected, but Marcel is able to push forward. Tyrant Star dashes in. He falls, and now disaster for Tribe.
Disaster.
As there are now 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 bolts for INTZ. Tribe cannot catch up to this. So the fate of
Faz esse robô, faz
INTZ
esse robô,
and
faz esse
Tribe Red
robô.
fall on this last
Faz esse
siege.
robô,
Can
fez.
Tribe Red
Agora é só avançar em TZ. É só avançar em TZ.
Some kills taken down, but Corey goes down so quickly, and now the bot
É só avançar que em TZ ganha. Passa, na verdade, ele que vai ter mais um. Vai.
INTZ! Oh,
TZ!
It's gonna be it! INTZ are in the grand final!
They will be facing off
ITZ
against
passou.
PSG in the biggest Brawl Stars match of the year. Congratulations! And of course, commiserations to Tribe.
Boa,
Red. They
ITZ.
fought hard all year under the name Omen Elite, of course. They faced off against Tempo Storm and the other North American teams. They made it this far. They should be extremely proud of themselves. But this moment is INTZ's.
Unbelievable. INTZ have just done what I think many people could not see coming. Last year they did not qualify. This year they're playing for the biggest prize of all. I cannot believe what we're going to have in store.
Well, Ark, I thought that match was amazing, but it's time to
Boa,
see
ITZ
what
passou.
Frankie and Woody
Agora é Paris
Well,
e
I thought it was also
ITZ.
amazing, of course, and I thought you guys were amazing too. Falcone,
O jogo mais
fantastic
esperado.
cast,
Qual
this
ganhar tá
grand final,
feliz?
so
Qual
thank
ganhar
you so
tá
much for
feliz?
joining us.
Qual
And
ganhar
we've gotta
hoje?
get
Eu
Woody
saio
joining us
feliz.
right now, so hopefully
Porque
he is ready to
ITZ
tell
foi
us
o
who
time
his
que eu gosto
MVP
também.
was
O time que eu gosto
from
de
that
coração.
match. Woody, what are you thinking?
Muito, eu gosto da ITZ
Oh, of
demais.
course I am, Frankie. Thanks for the toss-off.
E o
And there's
Paris?
no time to set
Eu,
this up
cara,
because we have got
eu
so much to
gosto
break
muito do
down.
Paris, mano.
Marcel is the MVP
Paris
of
foi,
this match,
mano,
the most versatile player
é
that I have
muito,
seen in
eu
this
gostei
entire championship.
muito,
An
muito
unpredictable sharpshooter running
do
Jean,
Paris.
Penny, Piper.
Então, quem
His
ganhar,
homemade
eu tô
recipe made for
feliz.
some killing blows in the
Qual
first set,
ganhar, eu vou
demolishing
ficar
landscape
feliz.
left and right. Later on, his rattled hive is
Porque que nem eu queria mais que a ITZ ganhasse.
He returned as gem carrier and
Sim.
was genius as Jean in the second
Mas
set.
que nem, qual ganhar eu tô feliz. Se o Paris ganhar, vai ser a mesma felicidade. Mas boa sorte a todos e que agora vai ser um jogo de pressão e um jogo de gravar.
Marcel picked Penny, but she was worth $1. Only used twice
E
yesterday
aí,
on her balls
rapaziada,
of fire grade.
boa,
Incredible area
gravando o
denial,
vídeo.
destroying
Se você não
turrets and earning
entendeu
the win
nada,
for INTZ as they move on to the final.
você não
Woody,
entendeu
we will
nada.
see you very shortly.
As finais agora, TZ versus Paris. Eu tô em live aqui e que nem eu decidi gravar. E mano, quem será que vai ganhar? TZ ou Paris? Eu gostei dos dois. Eu gosto dos dois. Então quem ganhar, eu tô feliz. Olha aí, gente. O TZ ganhou agora. Tava torcendo pela ITZ. Qual ganhar que eu tô feliz, que eu gosto dos dois times. Conch não jogou nessa temporadinha.
They have some wild finals experience in their captain Coop Days and INTZ. As the boys mentioned, they have not been to a grand final before. They have made a
Caraca, mano, esse campeonato vai ser muito legal.
So this is going to be history in the making. But before then, we are going to get you ready, hyped up, and good to go. Get on your feet because we have got an exclusive music performance from a fantastic producer, Kirby.
Que isso? Oh my gosh! Ô louco aí, ó. Mandando beat. Terceiro, hein? Olha que da hora. Olha que da hora. Mandando beat. Bibi, Max, Surge. Muito da hora, velho. Olha lá pro jogo começar ali. 5 minutos. Ó, ó. Caralho, tô ficando tonto. Jin, Tara, Spike, roubado, caveirinha. Meu pai. Boa. Mandando beat, ó. Ao primo, Nita. Combate troféu. Jess, Barley. Muito ouro, eu tô precisando. Troféu. Haha! Dynamite. Brock. Olhos. Explosão, coach, corvo, Shelly, pouco. Buuu! Haha, muito da hora, velho. Pá. Coach. Todos os brawlers. Uou! Quem me dera no final desse campeonato ser uma música, né, cara? Yes! Cidade caótica. No sinal. Vapo. Pouco. Mortes. Max. Pouco. Ali apareceu. Pouco. James, Barley. Two rounds. Ô, louco. TV. Penny, Nita, 8-bit, Amber, Car, Sprout, Spike, Nani, Rosa, Chick, Sandy, Daryl, Boo. I'm down. Bicho na cabem. Aê. Ô, louco bom. Grande final. Paris já tá de volta. E DZ acabou de jogar também, mas tá aí. Quem vai levantar essa taça? Colette e Amber. Belos. Spike, cara, eu já falei, dá ban Spike ou Car, cara, porque eles estão sendo os mais destacados nesse campeonato.
Has run that in nearly every game they have played at the finals this weekend.
Yeah, and keeping Gene open, I feel, is definitely going to be a very much.
Olha o mapa. Pro Brawl segundo, cara. Jogos de muitas emoções, hein? TC e PSG, quem esperava, hein, velho? Quem esperava?
Today have been 3-0s, Ark. We may only get to see the first 3 sets in this grand final, but of course we pray, we beg that we go to distance in our world.
Quem ganhar, eu tô feliz. Quem ganhar, eu tô feliz. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, vá.
Proceed or above expectations, making it to the grand finals.
Vai começar.
They are certainly one of the teams you could have expected coming into this to be at the slot today.
Yeah, of course. I mean, Kudays was in.
Quem vai ser o grande campeão? Paris ou INTZ? É agora.
Remaining calm under pressure, I think it goes a very, very long way, and INTZ don't have that at their disposal. They are brand new to this kind of level.
Concha não tá jogando, tá, galera? Olha esse troféu, que lindo! Olha que lindo!
They're going to be in a much better position for it because I imagine they've dominated their region the entire year. Why would you break that roster up? Why wouldn't you stay together at that point and continue to dominate into 2021? Where we're on
Começa! Primeira partida das grandes finais. Paris anda jogando muito. INTZ também. Só que Paris não, né, cara? PSG anda jogando muito também, mano. Muito. O time bem destacado no campeonato.
INTZ have backed away from
Caraca!
in the center because PSG have been able to walk up there. Kudier playing with response in the right-hand lane, but neglecting the mid quite a lot here just to get that side lane advantage.
Yeah, response popping, that super doing that speed dash.
Olha, esse cara joga muito, mano. Ele só joga de car também. O campeonato inteiro tava jogando de car. Puxou. Ai! Vai pegar 10 gemas já Paris. PSG. 50 assistindo.
PSG will now go in full retreat. INTZ have to go for the kills and get the gems. The spawner will not give them the draw.
Yeah, PSG seem to feel very good about this one. Thumb pins and Gene smiles all round. There's the gadget pop from Kuta Ace to
save. Primeiro é do PSG.
Take the first game.
And the Gene is such a good response to the aggression coming out from Carl. Carl comes in, you use your gadget, knock him away. When the super expires, you pull him back in for the kill. Nicely done there at the end.
Mano, PSG joga muito, cara. Ele anda jogando muito esse campeonato.
Cleaned up one, sent the Pam pack in, but then no. Ace was like, get back here, I'm not done with you yet. Magic hands him back in, seals the deal. First game going the way of PSG.
É bem nervoso estar numa final assim, cara.
Gene has been working, but I think a lot of this comes down to the Carl. Carl has been so powerful at the World Finals.
Vai começar a segunda partida já.
PSG with that pick.
Yeah, maybe something tanky, maybe even a Rosa trade.
Grandes sinais, né, velho?
Well, the rush going on, that might be the play to go. But instead, they keep the Carl on there. There's the spike coming out on the side. So that's going to be the alternative solution for them. Going to miss out on the speed that the Max brings, but that damage might help them deal with the Carl.
Yeah, interesting though, Guido, I don't think is running Curveball and is running Fertilize instead, so watch out for those close ranged encounters there, as if he places a super on himself, getting that healing and whilst being able to still go on the aggressive could be a very, very important transaction on that left-hand side lane. He's going to use it now, for example.
Yeah, he's going to keep himself sustained, won't let anyone walk up, really. Sights on the right-hand lane, that's where you're looking to really go aggressive against as he'll dash forward into the brush, force Matthias out the right-hand lane. Great pull in there to bring in the max, but they've not got the gem carrier, and they're winning the kills in the engagement because Cypher was so far forward. This is a 3v1 on the field, and they're banking. They're about to bank their 9th gem.
Yeah, I mean, for me, Guido's not really been able to do much on this left side lane. I think Curveball would have been a much better shout to be able to contest them in a bit. And Scythe going in, gets the takedown.
Meu pai.
Marcel allowing Coop and Response to get the mid all under control. This is countdown again for PSG.
Blinking, you miss it. Scythe goes in, gets the damage, carries on.
PSG joga muito bem. Tá, né? Futebol que vai ser mais da hora mesmo. Muita animação, mano. Olha.
Will take us to set points.
I've got to say, PSG have come out the gates raring for the finish line, and they are looking in a great, great spot to tie up this first set.
They can go ahead and get themselves in that spot and move over to a potential set win. PSG are doing absolute wonders right now. But remember, INTZ in their quarterfinal matchup, they did drop that first match against Jupiter and came back to win it all. So it could all still happen again at our grand final stage.
Yeah, that is a really, really solid point. Nothing is ever as it seems sometimes. Brawl, you've got to always stay.
Olha o troféuzão aí.
I always say the best teams are those that can adapt the most.
Well, let's see if any adaptations come out from INTZ. We pointed that Spike wasn't. Spike was starting to go down that correct path of trying to deal with what PSG were throwing at them, but maybe it was to do with implementation of that. That was the issue. We'll jump into the third game.
Já vai começar. Se o Paris PSG ganhar, vá.
Yeah, definitely going to have to think through how they're going to approach this and whether maybe they just kind of want to get.
Caraca, mano.
We have seen that they sometimes
muito da hora.
see these teams that they just want to get to their game.
Vai PSG e vai INTZ. Quem ganhar, eu tô feliz. O campeonato inteiro eu torci pelos dois, velho. Desde quando começou torcendo pelo PSG e pelo INTZ.
So should Brock. The damage from Coup the Ace is going to be able to bring out here. Locks Marcel in between the incendiaries. It's going to make it very difficult for them to get their shots off.
Yeah, Greedy staying with Fertilize and just kind of being stubborn in that sense. They've got to say Curveball for me.
Great
down response with the final shred of damage and looking out to pull possibly on Marcel. Playing very cautious. Oh, rocket fuel for Coup the Ace.
Mas PSG merece. PSG merece.
Gets knocked back. The gadget will be available for them to use again.
Jogou muito campeonato. O TZ também merece,
Happy to buy all this time for Response in the mid to keep banking those gems.
Yeah, the penny turret down there as well, and Coup the Ace is looking just to kind of connect with that, get it taken down early. Oh, gets taken down himself by the very thing he was trying to take down. So pressure now on PSG. They can't really contest the mid now.
Vapo ali.
2 versus 3 scenario, and look at those.
Se o TZ quiser virar, vai ter que matar esse Jin, velho. Tá. Se o Marcel puxou o Jin. Nossa, esse só tá salvando mesmo. Ai, tô bem, cara. Tá ganhando. Recua a PSG agora. Brock fantástico, velho. Fantástico. Fantástico também como o PSG joga, mano. Eles, cara. Ô louco, mandou choro, daí já é.
My word, Q was going down a town with Brock and getting some fantastic connecting shots. I don't think that is going to be the last we're going to see of Brock. Just a gut feeling there.
No, I wonder why you'd say that one. It's completely out of character to see Brock right now. Lunacy. Anyway, that's the first set down. We know this gem grab has gone
away. Cara, chegar até aqui é bom, mano. Chegar até aí é bom. Minuto, louco. Qual vai ser o próximo mapa?
They've already dealt with a team from the Asia region. Jupiter in the same manner. see if we can get some stats on the screen and see what the hidden story may have been.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not always as it seems on the surface, and you know, they might tell a different story, but I don't think really.
Caraca, Interessa fez 5 kills. Daí complica.
19 kills as opposed to 5. I mean, everything is higher on the left. When you saw that.
Tem que aceitar, né?
No, it looks like it's higher on. Oh no, I'm looking at it the wrong way. I'm upside down apparently. All over the place with this one.
É forte, né? Devos tomava, mas tá bom.
PSG looking to get position, but it's INTZ who will get that first shot. Guido bringing the 8-bit to the party. So does Mr. P as well. So this is very different to what we would expect from a team like PSG in this one.
Ué, a Bia tá fazendo o que ali?
For response, who's actually, I think, having a bit of a disconnect, and Kuba standing still as well. So potentially some player issues. They're back in now, however.
Que isso?
Coming back with a bang. Matthias under pressure. Guido taking shots, and it seems like PSG can disconnect and still bring the fire trip.
Because response did the smart.
Mano, por que os caras ficavam parados ali do nada? Eu não entendi nada.
Buy time and then go on the counter attack.
Rattled high for Coupe is connecting so
Aí,
well.
Faz tabela, faz tabelinha, faz tabelinha, faz tabelinha.
Just there as the scraps, PSG get one up, marked on the board.
One more goal will give them the first game in this next set. They need to walk forward. The Brock being a power pick this time. Scythe taking up the responsibilities. The gadget coming out from Kudiace will shred through the damage amplification. Response, super passes to the back line for Marcel to be holding on tightly. They do not have the HP to be going on the aggression.
Esse campeonato tá tendo cada zoeira. Simplesmente sabe. Ô, louco, a desviação na moita. Brau.
Well, you can super down that wall, or you can send Kudiace with a potential gadget use to go and deal with that one as well. And like you said, extremely vulnerable to the damage coming in from these 3 snipers. They were up.
Só snipers, cara, pegando.
He has his super online.
Chutou no cantinho, Eva.
Destroyed, and they tuck it under the goal line. PSG take game number 1, and they were playing chess, whilst INTZ were playing checkers.
I mean, now, if you're INTZ, surely you've got to go in with some range. I mean, I can't really see on this particular map PSG are going to be really swaying much away from that.
Oh, God.
With Mr. P and Petty, it's not the hardest hitting of longer ranged brawlers.
Chute ali no cantinho que bateu.
Actually need to use the box breakdown there. The super pass into the far left corner actually would have gone around the boxes. So it was a win either way if for some reason the Piper didn't come through when he needed them most.
A very, very good start. PSG take Jebka. They are now the first.
Pela vista o PSG vai ganhar. Mas bora ver o resultado, que ainda não acabou. Nossa, foi bocha, mano. Ai. Bocha da zoeira, hein?
Bring to the table in our next skirmish. Calling for range arc, and I'm inclined to agree with you. We need to see something that can contest with the snipers. PSG. They're bringing out the Nani, but they still have 2 snipers on the field. When we look over towards INTZ, not really changed it up.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how I feel about that, because even PSG, despite having the winning comp, have swapped out for Nani, and we know what Peep can do under these circumstances. It's definitely going to provide Coupe de Ace a level of maneuverability and decision-making. He can choose to take down the Penny turret without even going for a kill.
Or he can be super cheeky and teleport himself to the back line for a pass that will just be shot down the field.
Exactly, and I've got to be honest, you know, what better time for trick shots than
that is pretty style points if you can pull that off in the World Finals.
Response dropping the anger pin as well. Not too sure what he means by that. Potentially the fact that they've had to defend for the first time. Marcel very wary of Peter. As Kudiace finds his target, Guido goes down.
There was nowhere to hide. Look at the brawlers INTZ have brought to the table.
Mano, teve muitas emoções nesse campeonato.
To be able to evade that peep if it gets onto them.
Yeah, and Scythe with a great awareness there. Rocket Fuel didn't quite connect, but a bit of the side boxes down. The Penny turret is no longer there, and Matthias tries to compensate with some porter spawners of his own.
Going to be coming out, uses the empowered porters. Ace frontlining on Nani is not where you want to be, but who else is going to frontline? And you got response to the Scythe using this range. Rocket Rain to take down the boxes. That's a pick coming in for Scythe. Expose the porter dispenser. They got one more constructible to get rid of.
Yeah, I think Scythe will actually absolutely be looking to do that next, and I think breaking up the map here, very much a great strategy that PSG needs to do more of. As soon as they really make things completely open and bare, there's really nowhere for INTZ to hide.
What I'd love them to do is get the kills here. Ace has super. He could use the peep to reposition on the back line or just straight up destroy Marcel. But they're going for passes. They want the damage on top of them. Ball being held. Ace cannot frontline, and the turret will still stand. INTZ are getting close to the overtime.
Fantastic defense there from Matthias there. Gotta give him credit for sure. Under very difficult circumstances, and time is ticking down. INTZ, if they start to get this momentum here, could be in a really, really good place going into overtime.
The problem with Guido's super is that he's not
na prorrogação vai ser decidido. Será? Será que vai ser na prorroga?
Frontlining here, they won't have time to get on the goal line. Trying to bounces off the post in overtime.
Foi na prorroga.
Ace will go ahead and take us to another set point.
Quase que defende, velho.
He really took his time in that moment there just to make sure that he sank it, because honestly, they did not want to be on the receiving end of a counter.
Que chute,
Great
mano.
plays from PSG, and yeah, the Nani for me though, I think in general wasn't really giving them that same oomph that they had in the previous.
I think they saw the Nani pick going
Nossa, Matias tinha acertado cantos.
I noticed a couple of peeps going into the side of the map and not really finding time.
Olha, o cara deve estar assustado assim, caraca, ele joga muito.
So, yeah, maybe don't roll out with that for game number 3 unless you're really banking on doing something special. But from
Agora ele não tá mais não.
Seemed to be quite comfortable. That game was a little bit closer though.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely something that they're going to have to be wary of and consider, because at any point in time this can turn around. But with the first set in the bag and the first 2 games of Brawl in the bag, in a very, very good spot, and maybe a chance to
Eu queria ouvir o que a Inter tá falando. Pena que não dá. Pouco double tank? Isso aí. Será que pouco double tank vai dar certo? Eu acho que não.
Both teams went for the experiment. If it's an A/B test, we're going with PSG.
BB battering round.
Mas calma, não acabou ainda não. Meu pai, velho. Ah, é triste que vai acabar esse campeonato, mas cara, foi muito legal, muita emoção.
And then go. Ace has got the speed boost online, going to reposition the team fast, get Scythe into that backline, force Marcel away. Response, got the super, he's going to line up in the middle here, pull them in as best he can. Marcel, Matthias, they're all caught up, and PSG with the wombo combo. Get it over the line and take the second set. Oh my goodness, if you're PSG now, that feeling inside you must be mounting more things looking to go their way despite lots of changing of brawler combinations. It's all coming into play, Trin. And you can see both teams.
Tem mais uma, se o PSG ganhar, acabou.
But the speed apparently
tá tremidão, cara.
the sustain. I also think there's some individual plays that came into that one as well. You saw the impact that BB had for PSG, clearing a lot of the pressure away from INTZ.
Let's go BB, let's go BB. Great to see that brawler coming back a little bit. We haven't seen really too much of her over the weekend.
Tese joga muito. Olha isso, o Tese conseguiu fazer 10 kills e não fez nenhum gol. Tá muito complicado pra Tese.
Into our next game mode. Not a single goal for INTZ.
Tá nem pra falar que estão jogando mal, mas não tá, cara. Não tá jogando mal. É porque o PSG, ele joga muito, mano. Se ganhar aqui, acabou o PSG. PSG ganhou aqui, acabou o jogo. Ganhou, acabou o jogo. Daí é assim. A NTZ não tá jogando mal, velho. É o PSG que tá jogando bem, mano. É isso.
$150,000. That's not too bad. I consider that a net win. This is effectively a $50,000 money match because the grand finalists will obviously take away $200,000 for getting first place, as well as the trophy, as well as the clout of being a world champion as well.
I mean, $50,000 is a lot of Brawl.
Dois lançadores e um tanque ali, né? NTZ.
I can see the eyes lighting up as we think about it.
Os caras ainda... Olha lá como é que é o Gene é destacado. Os caras amam jogar de Gene. Mandando chorinho, cara.
Some beefy boys out on the field right now, and Courtiers back onto one of their favorite
Da hora, a compilha.
the Gene. And what a pull onto Guido to bring the Barley into their domain. A level 2 siege bot will go ahead, so a level 3 will go ahead and hit down the INTZ safe. But look at the
Olha. Olha aí pra isso, cara.
PSG are getting away with daylight robbery.
This is honestly Siege at its most aggressive, and I think
Tem que ter muita jogabilidade.
Going in with tick is a great thing if you've got control. If you haven't, what can you possibly do on defense?
Have you had control this entire series, Arch? What? The tick, yes, it's an ambitious
muita agilidade que os caras têm.
and they're really going to struggle here. Already on the next siege, PSG have a bolt lead 5-3, and that's going to be knocking on their door. What they did with 3, can they do even more with 5 and close it out on the second?
Fizeram mais robô.
So confident. Coup de Hazel, a lovely pull, is really going to cause some problems for this INTZ defense, especially as Marcel is barely tickling the bot, playing tick, and now he goes.
Dá pra ganhar.
Side going in, response going in. The first game of Siege done and dusted, Trid.
It is the beginning of the end for INTZ. In set number 3, in the final set of our grand final, the first game will go the way of PSG, and they show no signs of slowing down.
The confidence that I'm seeing just in the way that they're playing and the choices that most importantly they are making, because it comes down
Complicadíssimo.
a lot to the brawler choices. If you're not being cautious around choosing the right brawlers for the right circumstances, there's very little you can do, regardless of even taking in any kind of latencies into consideration.
A lot of confidence, I can agree with that one, and not a lot of solutions right now from INTZ. Unfortunately, we're getting closer and closer to crowning a world champion for the INTZ fans. They have the opportunity to still come back into this one, but as we enter game number 2, we're starting to look towards the finish line. INTZ, they've come out with some beef of their own. They've got the Frank on board, but look at PSG. They changed it up again, and Scythe will spin through Guido. Response gladly rockets down Marcel, and Matthias will surely be catching these hands any second now as Ku brings them into the Ike. And what an amazing start for PSG.
The pins are flying from INTZ as well. I think they might already feel like this one is all over.
Mas da hora os caras mandando emote, mano.
PSG playing very much the slow game. They are so in control right now, Trid.
Happy to just let response from afar deal damage with the Brock. A similar style push to what they had in their.
Imagina se alguém da NTZ aparecesse no meu vídeo. Iria ser top, mas é difícil. Porque a NTZ é a única que fala português. Porque eu acho que PSG não fala português, não. O cara deles não fala, não. É, mas difícil. Foi roubou a NTZ. E agora a NTZ tem que levar neles. Olha lá, mano, é o Gene dando cura. Jack chegou. Tem que levar nesse daí. Tem freak pra parar. Nossa senhora. Caraca.
Absolutely, because INTZ have the lead right now. PSG have 7 bolts. They may be able to come back in.
Mas parabéns, NTZ. NTZ tá jogando muito até, velho, por um time que joga demais. Chegar até aqui, muito. Já é
a Herculean defense against PSG's siege if they want to walk away with this game and not be taking the match point.
The lead is growing, but PSG is showing no signs.
Se ele segurar, dá.
There goes the rocket rain from
Acho
a nice pull from Kuba.
difícil, ela.
Absolutely textbook. A textbook from PSG right here.
And the textbook is there because it's written in effective stone. PSG, they're able to pull it off and they will take us to what could be our final.
Eles vão zoar, aposta quanto que eles vão pegar 3 lançadores. Aposta quanto? Se bem que lançador aqui é bom do mesmo jeito.
This is the biggest of mountains to climb now on the grand final stage. Can it be done? It's gonna take a great
O Eugênio puxou frente, velho. Eu acho.
PSG right now are absolutely on fire.
They're absolutely going to be tearing through this tournament and close to
Esse cara fica fazendo não, mano.
final podium finish they've been looking for. This is the team that was there looking to compete at the beginning of the season, an organization who went for a different flavor for the 2020 year, and they are about to pay them dividends as they are one game away from being declared the best Brawl Stars team in the world.
PSG Shelly Trim.
Não.
PSG are
Shelly.
bringing out the PSG Shelly skin for what
Oh,
could
não.
be their moment of
Shelly pra acabar com o dia deles.
On their Sunday best to be out here today in what should be their victory lap. Marcel has gone golden on the El Primo, a level 2 siege.
Triple tank? Uma Shelly?
As they box squeeze
Dá o
in
quê?
the corner and they get ready for this push.
INTZ honestly are not really moving around much. They're not really showing any sign of energy. This could be
Daí agora.
canceling out the fray. Great pull.
Impossível segurar o Thanos.
And PSG are going to back off here, not take their chances. They'll let the bot do most of the work in that push. Get ready.
Ah lá, a Shelly não vai deixar eles passar.
As INTZ will go on the offense.
Ah lá.
Guido pulled into the danger zone in point blank range of a Shelly shotgun. The Fires has the exact same fate as well as the bolts continue to grow for PSG.
My goodness,
E a INTZ desou.
with this Shelly pick. Often we don't tend to see Shelly, but why not? There's so many on the opposition. It makes perfect sense.
Unable to dash out of the way of
Vamos ter um campeão agora? Vamos ter um campeão agora ou daqui a pouquinho? Talvez daqui a pouquinho. Que o Frank paralisou o robô. Daqui a pouquinho. Quem vai ganhar vai ser quem fizer o robô. É, pelo visto. Só pelo visto. Só pelo visto. Olha lá. Deseja, tá? E PSG campeão. PSG campeão do campeonato.
The bot is thick and fast. INTZ are demoralized, sitting in the spawn. Coupe de Ace gets one final pull, and that is it. It is done.
E PSG campeão.
Are your Brawl Stars 2020 World Champions.
The organization made a change this year. They picked up the boys from Singapore and the Southeast Asian region. And like we said, they've given them everything they wanted. They gave them that first place finish. They gave them the crown. The golden trophy is theirs.
Travo.
They are your world champions. And they did it in an absolutely dominant fashion. On the final
Que tá
stage.
acontecendo?
Like they gave some flair at the end. Picking the skin named after their organization, the PSG jersey, brandished.
Campeão. PSG campeão. Mas INTZ ter chegado até aqui. Olha, merece palmas. Eles deram muito azar que veio uma Shelly.
They go home with $150,000. And they are obviously a pride of South America. Let's throw it over to Frankie to see what she thinks.
Lost for words. What a dominant performance from PSG Esports and our country. Your absolute superstars as well. Congratulations on that grand final. And you know what? I know you guys want me to introduce this next legend, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. We have got Woody on the line, and he's actually going to tell us who is the MVP for the grand finals. Woody, do the honors, please.
Gladly, Frankie. We had an incredible squad this year. Scythe, Coupe d'Ace, Response, and Rely were all on point. But there can be only one, the most valuable player of 2020 from the championship team. It's Response.
Well, tell me why Response had to be your #1, Woody, because this team just seems to get it done as a unit every single time.
They certainly did. Coupe d'Ace, the captain of this squad, had amazing picks throughout the entire
taça de MVP.
Response coming in today in the semifinals and finals back-to-back had baller showings, as Daryl especially, he was rolling like thunder across the map, popping down siege bots, grabbing gems and knocking. Se você não sabe o que é aqueles pins ali atrás, se você cai com os nomes PSG, os caras usam esse emoji,
meu filho, tira as print que eles são campeão do campeonato. E se não mandar, olha o perfil.
The sun is shining on this Singaporean squad. They formed earlier this year with a singular intent to become the world's very best, knocking down opponents from Asia, Europe, and the Americas. They have done it. There is no choice now but to bow down to them. They reign supreme and are going to be just as strong coming back next year.
I want to ask you about Coupe d'Ace. He might not be the MVP, but he's clearly one of the best leaders in the business. But is he the best Brock as well? Because we saw other teams this quarterfinals, they had to ban Brock just so he couldn't play him.
Yeah, I mean, he was my MVP pick from the quarterfinals. I think that the fact that their opponents banned out his favorite brawler says a lot about his power in this lineup. But just like I mentioned, I think all 4 of these players are extremely cracked. It was so tough to pick out a top, and any one of them could be the best player on any lineup. Among best Brawl Stars pros. Coupe d'Ace certainly has a lot going for him as well.
While we wait for Response, I want to ask you about INTZ as well, Woody, because it was a noble effort on their part, and I feel like they came to this quarterfinals and we didn't really know what to expect.
Bora ver eles levantando a taça.
Anyone who was sleeping on them was surely mistaken.
That is absolutely right, Frankie. Making it to the grand finals is so difficult, especially when you've got really tough teams in local proximity. Going up against Tribe Red today, we saw an amazing performance from INTZ, worthy of celebration. They've become finalists at the Worlds, and though it was certainly a decisive 3-0 victory for PSG Esports, INTZ can hold their heads high as the champions of the West.
Well, Woody, you have been so phenomenal joining us for the grand finals in your box. Is it comfortable in there? I have to ask. Are you being looked after?
It's quite cozy, yes. I've got some nice accoutrements to enjoy in here. And Frankie, I've got to say you did an amazing job as well on stage. Thank you so much for cueing us off, and look forward to what you've got next.
Well, thank you so much. I look forward to seeing what the next year brings you as well. Woody, thank you so much. I don't know if it's too early to say this, but I hope you have a lovely holiday too.
Thanks, Frankie.
Brilliant. Oh, I love that man. All right then. I know that you guys have been waiting for this one for a while, because we have our MVP Response on the line from Singapore. Response, can you respond to me? I'm so sorry, that was cheesy, but I had to do it. No, it turns out He can't. He's that
Ih, não tem ninguém.
excited about being a world champion, and not only that, but the MVP, that he's actually stood me up. And ladies and gentlemen, this has never happened to me before, let alone at a grand final. And to be fair to the guys from PSG Esports, they've been waiting all year for this moment. Of course, they want to share it with each other, but now he's here. He's just going to pop his headphones in. I do kind of want to hear, while Response is putting his earphones in, do
Bora
let
ver,
us know
fala
on
português
social
ou
media,
não?
of course, in the chat, how you feel
Provavelmente
about
não.
your champions, if you've got any words for Response, because I imagine he's going to watch this back and he's going to want to read all of your messages of congratulations. But let's see if he can hear me now. Response, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Response, congratulations. You are not only a world champion, but you are the MVP of the World Finals. What does that mean?
Yeah, thank you. Means a lot. Even though there was a lot of delay, latency issues, I'm still very thankful for Supercell for producing this event.
And for you, you didn't make the World Finals last year. Your captain Kuda Ace did. So what was it like for you to be picked
Entendendo
up,
nada.
made part of this roster, and then make it all the way to this moment?
Definitely felt very good and very thankful to my teammates because I only joined the team in October. So actually they did most of the job during like the qualifiers. So yeah, very thankful to them, especially my captain, for picking me up.
A Response, the fact that you've not been part of this team really for more than a month, and yet you're able to perform as such a vital part. What is it that makes this team so strong together?
Muito da hora.
I think even though I was not part of the team, I still participated in like other unofficial tournaments, and I've been playing with Coop for like almost 2 years already. So we have like chemistry, we play well together, and yeah, we just.
Tô tentando reconhecer pela reação dele.
With my other teammates, we practiced a lot. So I think that was a big
O
part.
resto eu não sei de nada.
You can absolutely tell the hard work clearly made the dream work today. And finally, before I let you go, have you got any words for the PSG Esports fans and the Brawl Stars community?
Thank you for supporting us, and yeah, we'll come back next year.
Well, congratulations, Response. You and PSG Esports are our world champions. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, while Response celebrates with his teammates, I
Provavelmente por ele estar falando ali, ele foi o
how
MVP.
PSG Esports became the best team on the planet at Brawl Stars.
E agora? Eles vão entrar no palco. Que isso? 3-0. Representam. Semifinal. E a final. Mano, o PSG jogou muito, cara. Que é isso? Cadê? Não vou levantar a taça, não? Tô entendendo mais nada. Ele tá entrando no palco. Eu vou esperar um pouco, velho. Mas se não der em nada... E o MVP ali, acho que foi aquele cara que eu tava falando ali agora. Não sei, mas provavelmente. se acabar por aqui, vai. Acabou mais cedo hoje o campeonato. Opa! Os jogadores são esses. Acho que acabou mesmo, galera. O que apareceu ali embaixo? Deixa eu esperar voltar. Brawl Stars Champions Wild Back Win Q1 2021? Opa! Será que vai ter campeonato 2021? Só depende, acho que de você. Galera, pelo menos não vai ter mais nada. O campeonato acabou. PSG campeão. E é isso, rapaziada. Falou, rapaziada. Até o próximo vídeo de campeonato. Falou, tropa. Tchau. É o vídeo, tá? Não vou parar a live, não. O caiu? Acabou. Caiu é porque acabou. Iniciar de 10 horas. Tô vivo ainda. Acabou. Foi isso mesmo. PSG campeão. PSG campeão. E foi isso, PSG.
As Daryl especially, he
vai.
Of the World Finals, what does
the entire tournament, but
esports and Arc and Trid, your apps.
Finals and finals back to back. Cat online throughout social media and in the hearts of all the crew watching
The MVP.
Chega naquela página.
Extremely
issues. I'm still very thankful
Today. And finally, before I let you go, well, congrats.
Thank you.
Well, while Response celebrates with his teammates, I think we should take one last look at stars.
E pelo visto foi isso, né, cara? Acabou o campeonato. Muito da hora. Então, saiu. Achei muito top esse campeonato. Muito da hora, muito incrível, muito da hora, muito da hora e da hora. Mas agora, galera, é a hora que a gente, né? Eu vou ter que finalizar a live. Acabou o campeonato e é vapo, né? Então, galera, eu vou encerrando a live por aqui. E é isso, rapaziada. Eu vou deixar alguns bagulhinhos na tela. E falou, galera. Até a próxima live. Toma bagulho. Falou, galera. Falou.
Such a fucking hoe, I love it. You're such a fucking hoe. You're such a fucking hoe, I love it. I know you like it more, I love it. I fuck you I love it. I cried when she's a whore. I know she like it for me. I'm a flyer like Aladdin on a pussy golden blessing. Why she did it? Cause she lied. What we do here is so discreet. If you ask me, I know nothing. She just jumping on my dick. I know she like it cause she lied. Such a fucking hoe. I know you like it more. I fuck you when I'm I cry when she's a whore. I love it. You're such a fucking hoe, I love it. I know you like it more, I love it.
Falou, galera. Até a próxima live. Agora eu tô indo mesmo. Falou, rapaz. Até a próxima live. Mas deixa eu ver.
I know she like it for me. I'm a flyer like Aladdin on a pussy golden blessing. Why she did it? Cause she lied. What we do here is so discreet. If you ask me, I know nothing. She just jumping on my dick. I know she like it cause she lied.